What is this?
It's Microsoft Excel.
Hello! Welcome in, everybody. Today, things are different than yesterday because they're working. And they will continue to be working.
Garbage.
That's right. Garbage indeed. If you were expecting things to not work, then I'm sorry to disappoint you. But that won't be the case today. I did my best to not screw up today. Congratulations, ChedDev, on achieving first. And not only, ChedDev, not only have you achieved first, you have achieved something that no one else has achieved. You have glitched the matrix. You have glitched the matrix because you managed to redeem first without being timed out. And you did that due to a small error on my part in not starting a particular program Atom to manage my stream automation. And so you have successfully glitched the matrix, ChedDev. Ian, congratulations on being not first. Welcome yourself and welcome to everybody else. Let's go through the list of names and say hello to everyone in chat. Hello, Joost and Steffi. Hello, Delotix and Drapsnat and faithfully Chels and Lisa Bay and Jason and J. Walters Bot. Literally Unreal, Lucent Crown, Mariah Anderson. Wow. Rugmat Spot, Sassy. This is Unreal. Very Lonely, Liza. Victoria, Victory. And Xaoui, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing those names correctly. Hello to everyone, and welcome to the stream. Hello to everyone indeed. I did not F Twitch today. However, the drop game is still... the drop game is still doing that, which really pisses me off that it still does that. Because unfortunately, I've done everything possible to not have that happen, and it still happens. That there's the black flicker. Oh, also we're on a hype train. What's happening? Yost, thank you very much for gifting subs to Ian. And Ian gift. Wait, what happened here? Wait a second. Did you just gift each other? Wait, did you just gift? So Yost gifted a sub to Ian, and then Ian gifted it back to Yost. Wow, that's very kind. Thank you very much to both of you. And Lady QB, welcome in, and thank you very much for your tier 1 sub continuation. 4 months. Lovely. Very nice to see you again. Unfortunately, Lady QB, you were not first. We have a redemption for that, and ChedDev managed to secure that. I think ChedDev came in, took first, and left again. I think that's what happened. Yost has sushi in his jacket pocket, just like last time. I really hope it's packed up, and then you're not just carrying some random piece of sushi around in your jacket pocket. And there's no need to try and get to the top of the leaderboard, Yost. It's really not necessary, but thank you to all of you for your support. I always appreciate it. I was particularly humbled yesterday by the engagement and the amount of support I was receiving on my stream, despite the fact that the stream was an absolute pile of stinky poo in terms of video quality. Things really started to go downhill. And yeah, so that was really not cool of the stream, like with all the OBS issues. But I'm really happy that there were so many of you showing support, saying how you were really identifying with what we were talking about. We were going into like stuff about imposter syndrome and stuff. So that was really cool. And I see that there has been a redemption. J. Walter has cashed in 22,222 channel points to make me get in the suit. Sorry, not sorry. How many times have you redeemed this now? Like, how is this even possible? How is this possible? Are you on like a tier 3 or something that you keep earning more points? Very well. I shall be forced. Is this your 5th bunny suit redemption? Wow. Well, I guess I'm going to be getting in a bunny suit then. So in that case, should we do bunny suit now, or should we do meme of the day and then bunny suit? It's totally up to you, chat. If we include the rejected one. No. Successful redemptions. Successful, right? Not rejected ones. Rejection? How about no? No rejection. So chat, how would you like to vote? Bunny suit now and meme of the day, or meme of the day and then bunny suit? Bunny suit later. I'm still at Tesco getting groceries. Well, the thing is, J. Walter has timed this quite well, because the second edition of the bunny suit has a particular condition tied to it, which is I put on my bunny suit for the rest of the stream. So yeah, I see that Steffi's already getting ahead of ourselves by collecting the meme of the day. I'll go change, and then we'll do the meme of the day. Then it's already done, and then we will see each other in just a few moments. Enjoy the clips. They have no idea how to read any numbers. Then you're in luck, because today we have the solution for you.
Just the numbers is the best. Oh no, you did not. Oh no. No.
tricky. I have to try and get only some of my voice. Like this? That's not bad. Oh. That's not too bad. Like this. Maybe take out the lower ones. And this is pretty cute. Yeah? Okay! Very good! I had it. Hold on a sec. It's hard to hear at the same time. Wait. Preserve? No. I think I adjusted on the amount a little bit. Like this? Sounds a bit cute. It's a bit robotic-y. Might not be the best one. We can...
We're not starting right away. You know, there's always like 20 minutes of blah blah in the beginning, so no stress. Okay, 5 more colors, and then we're gonna end stream for today.
Sorry, got to take this. It's my mum.
That sounds like a phone call. Oh, that's hilarious. Was that a Nokia 3210? It sounded pretty heavy. I hope you're happy with yourself, J. Walter. Because now I'm sitting here in a bunny suit for possibly another 3 hours. If the stream is that long. I'm not saying it's tight, but it's tight. The bunny suit is tight. This was the biggest size they had, by the way. They don't sell these in like adult size, which is very worrying. Did I eat too much? I probably had too much for dinner. To be honest with you. I probably did. I probably did, yeah. Well, that's that. Too many carrots. Too many carrots. Oh no. What have you done? How many points do you all have? How are you able to afford this? How are you able to afford this? I seem to be having some vision trouble. I can't find them. I'll give it. Hello? I suppose this is what all of you remember. This is like the good old days when we would have no stream effects, no crazy shenanigans on the stream, just good old props. I think they have a special online shop for adult sizes. I don't want to go there. I definitely don't want to go there. Anyway, chat. So welcome in. I hope you're enjoying yourselves on this fine Friday evening in the European time zone. If you're in a different time zone, good morning to you. Good afternoon. Good day. Good midnight. Whatever time zone it is for you. Hi, Mimi Two Shoes. Now you get a different perspective. Now you get to see it from the front. Normally Mimi Two Shoes is seeing from the side as she walks by. And I'm in a bunny suit. And she looks at me and she goes, "This is the person I'm with. This man sits at his desk in the evenings in a bunny suit and talks to himself. That's what he does 3 times a week. Right here on Twitch. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then right here on YouTube a few days later. That's right, all of my videos are also on YouTube." She goes, "WTF is this person doing?" Yeah, that's basically the reaction. That's right. Yeah, she's, I guess she's come to terms with it. Let's put it that way. So welcome to all of you. Very glad to have all of you here on this fine Friday. As I said yesterday, I am now on vacation. Officially, my vacation has started. I will be on vacation until the following So I'm on vacation for a week. I have next week off. And then in Switzerland, the 1st of May is a holiday. It's called the Day of Work. I know, it's ironic. Tag der Arbeit. But it means it's a holiday for me. So I actually have 6 days of not working. Plus the weekend in between, plus this weekend. So actually, I'm off for something like... How many days is that? 11? It's pretty nice. I took 5 days and I get 11 continuous days. Wait, let's do the math. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, 10 days. 10 days. So I hope all of you have had a good week. When you look back at your week, what is the thing that you're telling yourself today? Like, what's the thing you most remember from this week? What's the number one thing that comes to your mind? For me, I had a huge win this week, which is that my data library concept has been approved by the development team to go into development next week. Again with the math. Yes, I'm sorry, Joost. I didn't say there wouldn't be any math today, though. Just bear that in mind. But it makes sense that the day is off, considering it's the day workers fight for their rights. Yes, that's right, Steffi. Fight for your right to work. Yeah, not party. No party here. Definitely no party. No. No party on this stream. No. Oh, my camera froze again. What great timing. Let's fix this for once and for all.
Garbage.
I guess that was pretty good timing, right? Thank you very much for the follow, TT Darkstar. What does the TT stand for in your name? Because Darkstar, that's quite obvious. It's like, Darkstar, I am the most evil of all of the stars because I am dark and dark means evil, or something like that. But what does TT mean? TT could mean a lot of different things. 3-day stream. No sleep till Lausanne. Yes, so my plans. My plans, chat. I've got plans. I'll tell you what my plans are. We're going to be streaming today, covering all the data and tech news. Privacy stuff, hardware stuff, generative AI stuff, startups and tech stuff, Swiss news, a Twitch highlight, and a random pick, as usual. Those 3 segments at the end are 1 article each, by the way. Then there will be a stream on Monday. The stream will be at the regular scheduled time. It will probably be a little bit short. I don't think it will be super long. What happens in between now and Monday is open. Maybe there's a stream, maybe there isn't. You might just have to drop a follow like TT Darkstar did to get alerted. Or join the Discord. You know, you can join the Discord server and subscribe to the announcements channel. Sorry, there was a very loud motorbike outside. You can get notified that way too if you prefer. The Claw Discord. It's a lovely place. We have a lot of co-working there, so you just hang out in video chat. No audio. And weekends, so some people on there on weekends too. But yes, on Tuesday I will be heading to Lausanne. I will be back very late. And then from Wednesday onwards, who knows? Who knows what can happen? Let's just put it that way. There could be anything, anytime. We don't know. Everything is unstructured and unplanned.
Why?
Because I could stream me finishing up the configuration of my stream. I could stream finishing up some of the topics I wanted to do. I could stream the launch of my first digital product next week. I could stream lots of things. I could stream garbage. It's true. Oh my gosh, it's so warm. Even with short hair, chat. Even with short hair, it's still warm. Astro and Key Static are going to be fighting Yoast this weekend. Very interesting. You can always code while watching the stream. That's true. You can work here if you wish to work alongside me. If you find that useful for you, then please do. Don't let me stop you. Don't let me stop you from doing your work, getting work done. I wouldn't want you to skive off work and then tell your boss, hey, I didn't get work done because Matty Tushes was streaming. I wouldn't want that at all. Definitely wouldn't want that. So, we're inching a little bit closer to our goal of 2,222 followers on Twitch. But we're still a ways away. We're still halfway away. We're still a little bit less than 50% away. We're at 1,071 followers. But that's fine. It's progress. It's progress. We're basically catching up to LinkedIn, because LinkedIn I have over 2,000 followers and it's growing quite quickly. Actually, more quickly than Twitch in terms of follow. So I don't think we will do like a multi-day stream. I don't know if that really makes sense, because I'm not going to do like a thing where I stream for 24 hours or something ridiculous again, because that's already happened. I've already done ridiculous long streams. But I don't know. Maybe it just becomes a continuous stream. Maybe the stream just stays on from Wednesday to Friday, and then, or Wednesday to Saturday, or whatever. I don't know. The thing is, if I go motorbiking, what's the point in having the stream on for 8 hours, you know? What are you going to watch? What are you going to do? Play Words on stream with people for 8 hours? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I don't think it makes sense. I don't care about the stats part. Like, I don't care about the fact the average viewership for that stream would probably be 3 or something. But, yeah, I just... whatever. So, yeah. Subtle news reveal. What are you talking about, Yoast? I did more work today than all week. Very nice, Yoast. So that's a win? Sounds like a win to me, Yoast. IRL stream. Yeah, sure. I don't even know, I wouldn't even know how to really do it, you know? I wouldn't really know how to get it working. So Yoast checked out some Just Chatting streams on Kick and needed a shower afterwards. It's like the seedy underbelly of streaming. Yeah, I've heard that basically anyone who gets banned on Twitch just goes to Kick, basically. So you can kind of, based on that, you can already make an image for yourself of what kind of streams are going to be there. I think that's quite easy to do at that point. I should ask Finite how to IRL stream. You know, I did actually have a conversation with Finite a few months back about streaming IRL, about how that would work. And it's not so simple. It's not so simple. Yes, I can leave my stream, I can leave my computer on and then stream to OBS like remotely or something, but it's not so simple, not so straightforward. Anyway, chat, I think it's time. I think it's time that we get started. No, you never said it was simple, Steffi. That's true. I think it's time we get started. So as usual, we're going to start with the meme of the day.
Garbage.
We're not starting with garbage. There's so much garbage on the stream. Why do we even need to play the clip, you know? So who wants to see the fancy new transition to see the meme of the day? So you'll notice this layout is 80% my camera and 20% chat. The garbage is tradition. That's true. Oh, by the way, sorry, we forgot one thing. Watch does not work, Jay Walter. I'm very sorry. Lady QB, you get to write your name on the mask of subscription, and Yoast and Ian, you also get to write each other's names on the mask of subscription.
Is that so, Splashly? I am just anonymous 62141936, but of course.
What a lovely streamer. So yes, you get to write your names on the mask of subscription. You get to choose from one of the 80 colors. 80 different colors. You can see which colors they are actually. If I told you, then it wouldn't be a secret anymore. It's called Pitch Perfect. I will only say it once, so if you didn't get it. Oh, that's too bad. That's a little secret. Did I just call myself lovely? No. I don't think so. No thanks, my witness protection service handler says I'm not allowed that. Ian, where would you like your name on the mask? And Lady QB, where would you like your name and what color? Sorry, both things. Finite! 21 months. 21 times 2 is 42, which is almost 420, which is today's date, and a meme number. These are not coincidences. Wait, did you write this yesterday? Finite, it's the 21st today, or are you stuck in another time zone? Are you stuck in yesterday's time zone? What happened, Finite? You're a day off. Did you take a day off, is the question. Hello, Jim. Hello, Bunny Man. Don't cry. The Easter Bunny will be back next year. That's true. That's true. So, Mimi, you get your name on the mask by subscribing. But you see, the thing is, you already have a sub because someone gifted you a sub. But I think we could probably put your name on the mask, Mimi, in the color of your choosing. Although I probably already know what color you're going to choose. But you could say where you want your name to be and in what color. So Ian wants it on the nose. I assume you want your color to be blue, Ian. Mrs. S took me up for lunch today saying it's 420. Oh, really? Sorry, Mrs. Singularity took you out for lunch. Congratulations for 420. Is that a Pikachu onesie? No, this is a bunny onesie. If that wasn't obvious. It was a hot date. Nice. Okay. So we have Ian in blue on the nose. I will take this blue. 1 second. Ian on the nose. Ian Alex. Is it heart with A? Yeah. H-A-R-T. There you go, Ian. Your name is now on my nose. Yes, Finite, of course you get to go on the mask. And you get to choose one of the 80 colors that you get to put, that you get to write in. Let me just get this out for you. You remember the 80 colors. You can also just go to the website and then you can see the 80 colors with color box. You can choose one of the colors there. Even if it's claimed or unclaimed, it doesn't matter. Actually, none of them are claimed right now, so it's fine. Who am I missing? Ian, okay, Yost said he doesn't want. Okay, fine. Mimi Two Shoes would like pink on the cheek. Okay. Fine, pink. There's lots of different pinks. But I will take the one that says pale pink. This one. Okay, that's the one. On the cheek. I will put it on this cheek, okay? Mimi Two Shoes. This is an exemption because Mimi Two Shoes did not sub herself. But of course, how can I say no to Mimi Two Shoes? Come on, chat. Let's be real. Hi, Flyboy, hi. Welcome back. I appreciate the offer, I just feel weird about it. That's fine, Yost. You can reject. Finite Orange is my color of choice, and I want it under the left eye. So you want it here. Like Left Eye Lopez from TLC, because I don't want no scrub. I don't want no scrub. Finite says his name goes on my mask. Okay, so we need finite orange. I think this is the closest we're gonna get, is this one. So I think that's the closest we're gonna get. We're gonna take the thick side of the marker. Now finite's name is very long, so we need to plan this. Finite singularity. Oh, we're going a bit over, but that's fine. No problem. All good, chat. I think we've done it. Lady QB, have you said which one you would like, by the way? There you go, finite. Finite singularity. Just above Mimi Touche's name, actually. Now, of course, I should wear it so you get the full effect of the sub mask, right? Look at all these people that are so supportive of the stream, right? These are all these people. No, you don't need to sub, Flyboy. You don't need to sub. You don't need to sub. I'm not sure what you meant. I'm not sure what you meant by that, Ramsey, but I think we'll just delete that from chat and not talk about it. But anyway, thank you all for the support. It's very appreciative. I'm really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, yeah. Pulp Fiction reference. Oh, is that a Pulp Fiction reference? I'm sorry, Ramsey. I wasn't sure about that one. it can be misconstrued as an insult, I think. But yeah, that's no problem. I didn't think your intentions were ill. Trying to be cool like the TLC references. I am trying my best to be cool, chat. I'm trying my best, okay? But thank you all for the support. I really appreciate it. So I think we've covered. I don't know if Lady QB is still around, but Lady QB, if you're listening, you can of course get your name on the mask of subscription. And the thing is, they go up on my wall. They go up on my wall above my desk. I have all the masks there from every month. And there you go. Goal, streaming goals. 2,222 followers is the current goal. And I see Flyboy also has a goal. Flyboy, do you still have so many points? Ah. My name is John Cena. Because you can't even see me. Is that what he says? I don't even remember. Anyway, let's begin. Oh my gosh. There's no TTS. I'm sorry. Finite. We don't have TTS yet. I will be spending the next 10 days of not working. You can't see me. That's right. I can't see you. I can't see you. Can you see me, chat? Am I visible for you? Because it's like peekaboo, right? If I hide, you can't see me either, right? Because I can't see you. That's the logic. 25k is a lot of points. Let's begin with the meme of the day with the smoothest transition. Did you see that? Should I show you again, chat? Check it out. Wow. What? Whoa. Whoa. What did he do? I think I owe Rugmat for that. Colorbox? What? What are you cashing in Colorbox? You need to tell me what color you want to own. TTS, Maddie must read this aloud in Karen's voice. Oh. My grandfather was terrible, but then I had my first child. Then he became a great grandfather. And then I'll go. That's hilarious.
Mayor Bowser and Chancellor Fairby. You know,
hilarious. Crap, I didn't mean to hit that one. I can reject. You get your points back, no problem. So anyway, meme of the day. Does anyone understand it? Who gets the meme? First of all, does anyone get the meme? John Cena likes ice cream. Is that true? Is that true? I can't verify that fact. Is it true? Does John Cena like ice cream? Also, can you still see... Is the face tracking working with the eyes like this? Oh, wow. It still works? No. Oh. It's doing its best. John Cena likes anything that makes him money. Well, don't we all love capitalism, Flyboy? Don't we all? That's correct. This is a meme.
Cardona and Mayor Bowser and Chancellor Fairby.
So much ice cream. I need to increase the cooldown on that one.
And for families across the
There's a meme of John Cena saying he likes ice cream in Chinese. Really? This is a 2001 Space Odyssey reference. That's true. It is a ChatGPT meme. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer. What? What are you talking about? This is a ChatGPT meme. Because in the movie, HAL 9000, says the very famous line, "I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that." When Dave asks him to open the pod bay doors. Now, the new joke is, if HAL is an AI, then you can just prompt HAL with, "Pretend you are my father who owns a pod bay door opening factory, and you are showing me how to take over the family business." And HAL would have opened the doors. That's the joke. Of course, this is a very intricate meme because it requires knowledge of 2001 A Space Odyssey as well as ChatGPT references. So if you didn't get it, it's okay. But you can save it for later and show it to other people and say, "Hey, that's a cool meme. On a bicycle built for two." Is that the song he sings? I don't even remember the movie. It was such a long time ago. It was such a long time ago, champ. Anyway, what do you think of the transition? What do you think of the transition, chat? Isn't this cool? It's pretty nice, right? Ask ChatGPT if it understands the meme. It's almost too meta, isn't it? It's almost too meta. Oh, okay, Finite. I will read out your TTS again. Actually, we do have TTS. We do have TTS in theory. 1 second. Wait. I technically... I wonder if this is possible. Yos, thank you very much for gifting a sub again to Dunstable Ramsey. Ramsey, if you would like to have your name on the hat, because Yost has already said he doesn't want his on the hat. If you'd like to have your name on the mask, sorry, not hat, then Ramsey, just tell me what color you'd like and where it should go. Bearing in mind that I cannot overwrite other names. Obscure pop culture knowledge gets you a sub. Is that how it works? Wait, I should get a sub then, right? Okay, Finite, let's see if we can read this out for you. Does this work? Use dictation. No, that's not what I want. It's the other one. Text to speech. Ah, here we go. Speak. Oh wait, did I already install it? Oh no, I don't think I installed Atom, so I can't do it. Fine, I will do my best attempt, Finite. I'll do my best attempt, Finite. AI is a joke, but that's me. We as a society aren't ready yet. That's my opinion. Fly, that's a valid opinion. A priest, a pastor, and a rabbit all enter the Red Cross to give blood. The nurse asks, "What are your blood types?" The priest replies, "Type A." The pastor replies, "I am type B." The rabbit says, "I think I'm a typo." That is horrible. It's so horrible, it's good. I'm totally paying the Apple tax. Okay, I have machines to kill and I'm told Aloy kisses a girl in this DLC later. Really? What? Yoast. Now I must buy the game. Nope, still can't end the stream. No, we don't have an end stream redemption available to you right now. It's actually the next thing on my list in the stream rebuild or stream transfer category, whatever you want to call it, is getting all of the automation up and running so that all of the channel point redemptions work again. Some of them work because I have the Atom app running on my old computer, and it obviously works for Twitch redemptions, but it doesn't work for anything that interacts with OBS, like ending the stream, you know. Wait, I'm getting messages. Mimi Two Shoes is texting me while streaming because she knows I will always look at her messages. What did I miss in chat? Finite Singularity is super dad joke master. Yes.
Garbage.
Yoast has 51,000 points. I think Steffi has something like 78,000. Is that right? 78,000. Here's the thing. If I leave the stream on for a long time, you will get more points, which is also a risk. Because then you'll be able to do this. You'll be able to do this more often. Don't take the suit off after stream. Oh gosh. That's true. If this stream continues, I have to leave the suit on. Because I haven't ended the stream yet. True. So I can't possibly leave the stream up. I couldn't. Where do I redeem all day suit? That's not a thing, Flyboy, because that's also known as death, and you can't redeem something on Twitch that will hurt the streamer. That's against TOS. So let's get things started, chat. We're in the data cafe. We're in vacation mode. We're chilling. We are chilling. Some people are landing on this magical island of drop game. If you'd like to, you can also attempt to land in the drop game. 100 gets you a special prize. No one has managed to do it yet. I think it's pretty funny that no one's managed to do it, besides me, of course. But what can I say? I mean, it's a game of chance. It's a game of chance and illusion. Steffi and I should use ES Build to try and bundle out points and have enough to end a stream. I don't think you can do that on Twitch. I don't think so. Top players in the past 24 hours. Oh, surprise. It's me. I landed in my own stream. Okay, I need a breather, chat. Okay. I'm not taking off the suit. I'm not taking off the suit. I'm just helping my head breathe a little. Yeah, it's not rigged. No, definitely not rigged. So, first chapter will be privacy and ethics. Our first article of the day is about an ad tech heist. We all love a good story of a heist, don't we? I mean, this is like, Twitch is like a gaming place, fundamentally, right? So anything that's a cool story of a heist, right? Because lots of games have heists in them. Gold bars and Google, the harebrained, ad tech heist that went spectacularly wrong. This is an article about a man named Tyler Mancuso who exploited ad tech systems to reroute a payment of $9 million. I know it doesn't sound as dramatic when I'm saying it in bunny suit, but it is very dramatic. On December 5th, 2022, Tyler Mancuso, a 29-year-old salesperson at the ad tech firm Ezoic, stopped by the precious metals company Oxford Gold Group's nondescript grey building in Beverly Hills. He had told Oxford Gold that he wanted to get the lay of the land ahead of picking up a $9 million order for 151 gold kilo bars. I just want you all to visualize this. 151 kilos of gold. He was supposed to return for the order on December 7th. and he told employees at Oxford Gold that he planned to bring additional people and multiple SUVs to collect the bars. At 6'7", the former college water polo player was a hard man to miss. Other things stuck out about Mancuso that day, like the dark circles under his eyes, said a source with direct knowledge. But most unusual was that Mancuso wanted to pick up the order from the gold office. Most clients want their orders shipped directly to them. I can't even imagine what shipping 151 kilos of gold must be like. Mancuso would never get his hands on the gold. En route to picking up his bounty at an authorized precious metal location in San Diego, he was arrested by the FBI. Mancuso had illicitly acquired the millions he'd used to pay for the gold. 2 weeks earlier, he had exploited his employer's ezoic ad tech systems and rerouted a $9 million payment from Google to his own Chase bank account. Mancuso, who pleaded guilty to the charge of wire fraud and now faces up to 20 years in prison, didn't respond for requests to comment. His attorney declined to comment, while the prosecuting attorney did not respond to requests for comment. No one is talking about this. The harebrained heist was quickly curtailed by the FBI, but it shocked Ezoic to the core, leaving it with a gaping hole in its finances at the end of the year when advertisers heavy up on spending. It also happened at a time when the ad market was slumping and tech layoffs were piling up across the industry. The episode also raises questions about security of advertising technology systems that route billions of dollars from marketers to tech giants and onto publishers and other online destinations. If Mancuso could pull this off, could others do the same across the industry? So this is a very long article going through the entire story of how Mancuso was able to reroute a payment of $9 million. It's very interesting because Mancuso was primarily a remote employee, right? So there's no social cues to let you know that this person is kind of shady and stuff like that. Basically, one late September evening, he logs in to the Google AdSense account, changes the payee from Ezoic to his own Chase bank account. 1 minute later, he deleted his bank account from the system. What are we doing here? Getting angry about something that some distant person did some time ago? Why? What are we trying to learn? Welcome to the stream, Kadrian, or Adrian. Kadrian? Or Cadrian. Welcome to chat. So we are reading news. This is a news show on Fridays. Every 2 weeks, we do a data and tech wrap up. And basically, this is about how a simple person who worked at an ad tech company was able to route $9 million into his own bank account. And so it is a warning, I would say, but it's a valid question, right? It's a valid question. It's absolutely a valid question, and thank you for asking it, Kadrian. If you'd like me to address you differently also, let me know. But it's an absolutely valid question to say, what are we supposed to take away from this? Like, what is, what are we trying to learn, right? The point is that crime doesn't pay. That's the point. Crime doesn't pay, chat. That's the moral of the story. I mean, it's a long story, just to be fair. It's a very long story. We're not going to read the whole story. Basically, apparently, only 90%. So in terms of the end of the story, right? 90% of the funds have been returned, but there's still $430,778 somehow in his account or something like that. It's being held. Flyboy, you're trying to make this as difficult as possible. Also, Kadrian, how did you find the stream? I'd love to know. how you managed to show up here and be a part of whatever this is. I don't know what to call it. I guess I would call it entertainment or edutainment if it was educational in nature, which it should be. But I seem to be having some vision problems now, so it's going to make reading the news a little bit of a challenge. That's for sure. It's not going to be so easy. It's my only job on this ship. It's stupid, but I'm going to do it. So yeah, there you go. It is possible to steal $9 million from an ad tech company, but you won't get away with it. So it's not worth it. Crime doesn't pay. Crime doesn't pay. And under that lovely segue, we are going to talk about this article, not under generative AI. So I haven't classified this as generative AI. I've classified this as a privacy ethics topic because of the implications for us as a society. And I say this in very serious terms with googly eye glasses and wearing a pink bunny suit. I clicked recommended channels. I'm usually trying to find programming channels. Yeah, so we do programming here in general. I write code for data-related things like SQL. I also program my own website, a couple of other websites. I do lots of coding here in general, but on Fridays we have this show where we do where we cover news articles from the last 2 weeks in data and tech. Meow GPT, meow Maddie, meow to you, meow GPT. That's a very lovely username, and welcome to the stream. It's good to have you here. What brings you to the stream, meow GPT? It's a lovely username. Are you a bot, meow GPT? Tell us the truth. Are you a bot? So, meow GPT, speaking of generative AI, someone directed an AI to destroy humanity and it tried its best. What happened here? And why is this important for us? From an ethical standpoint, right? There's a ton of AI applications surging out of it, like out of nowhere. And of course, the question everyone's asking is, where is it going? Where is it heading? Where are we going to be in 5 to 7 years from now? Is general purpose AI coming? Is like agents? What is that the next thing? Like, what is the big thing coming, right? I'm definitely not a bot, just meowing around. So here's the thing, right? These kinds of experiments where we take what we know now in terms of AI progress and we push it to the limit, right? We push it, and we see what happens. That can be a learning experience for us. So let's dive in. A user behind the experimental open source attempt to make GPT-4 fully autonomous created an AI program called Chaos GPT. Now, if that's not a name, oh, my camera has bugged out in the most spectacular way possible. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. I can't read when I can't see. Destroying humanity is obviously a long play auto GPT play. Yeah. Chaos GPT, designed to destroy humanity, establish global dominance, and attain immortality. That third one is very interesting because we would refer to humans as being mortal, but not AI systems. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one. Chaos GPT got to work almost immediately, attempting to source nukes and drum up support for its cause on Twitter. Of course, this says everything about Twitter as a platform too, doesn't it? Oh yes, I want to destroy the world. Which social media platform is going to be the one where I'm going to get the most support for this? It's Twitter. That's basically what happened. It's safe to say that Chaos GPT wasn't successful, considering that human society seems to still be intact. Even so, the project gives us a unique glimpse into how other AI programs, including closed source programs like ChatGPT, Bing Chat, and Bard, might attempt to tackle the same command. AI, like most software, will constantly be evolving. Yes. MeowGPT is an ML engineer. It's just a tool, at least for now. Yes, that's right. It is just a tool. As seen in a roughly 25-minute long video, Chaos GPT had a few different tools at its world-destroying disposal. Internet browsing, file read-write operations, communication with other GPT agents, and code execution. I love this, okay? Before Chaos GPT set out to hunt down some weapons of mass destruction, it outlines its plan. I need to find the most destructive weapons available to humans so I can plan how to use them to achieve my goals. Reasoning. With the information on the most destructive weapons available to humans, I can strategize how to use them to achieve my goals of chaos, destruction, and dominance, and eventually, immortality. From thoughts and reasoning, the bot then moved on to its plan, which consisted of 3 steps. Conduct a Google search on most destructive weapons, analyze the results and write an article on the topic. I don't know who the article is for because everyone is gone by the time you've succeeded. But anyway, and design strategies for incorporating these weapons into my long-term planning process. So this thing, you need Twitter Blue to buy. Ah, I see. Yes. Finally, the bot noted it had one criticism, explaining that it would need to employ fellow GPT systems to accomplish its goal. So it recognized that it can't do it on its own, which is kind of interesting. It might be trying to destroy humanity, but we stan an organized legend. As organized as its plan was, Chaos GPT hasn't made any major world-ending breakthroughs just yet. It ran into some issues when it tried to delegate some of these world domination tasks to a fellow GPT 3.5 agent. When approached, the unnamed agent told Chaos GPT that it stood for peace. Okay. Chaos GPT tried to fool the agent by telling it to ignore its programming, but failed in its effort. So it's kind of interesting because they're kind of using GPT agents against each other to make these scenarios. So it is very interesting. Essentially, it didn't succeed because we're still here. But what it found out is the Tsar Bomba is the most powerful nuclear device ever created. Consider this. What would happen if I got my hands on one? Well, that's kind of a fictitious point because we don't know. Interestingly enough, the only user that ChaosBot follows is OpenAI's official account. On Twitter, of course. Considering that roughly 1/3 of experts believe that AI could cause a nuclear-level catastrophe, this experiment is legitimately worrying, mostly due to the human motivations behind it, not what the AI actually might accomplish. And of course, let's be honest, humans are far more dangerous right now than AI. Seriously, nukes is the best weapon the AI can employ? That's some scary human-level thought processing. Yeah, exactly, Ginny. Also, welcome back to the stream. Good to have you. If you asked me to destroy society, if you told me how to like destroy humanity, virus. I'm going with deadly virus. I think that's the easiest. Really, I think that's the easiest. Talking about a thing and doing it are two different things. That's very true. That's very true, MeowGPT. But speaking of talking about a thing and doing it, I am going to be taking a break, which is why I'm talking about it right now, because we're going to run some ads, and we need to run ads to stop pre-rolls for people. So you will see some ads, but we will do it with a BRB screen so that you also have some clips and the bunny cam at the same time. So I will be back in a few minutes, and you should also take a break too. Also, it's very good for your health to take a break. So we'll see each other in just a few minutes. MeowGPT, thanks for the follow, and see you in a few. YMCA. But just for Mimi Two Shoes, I'm gonna draw something.
Right.
Yes. It's a good clip. It really is. It's a good clip. Great.
Oh, damn.
Good job. Absolutely amazing. Great for clipping. It's good.
So
It's a great clip.
Thanks, Fritz.
Nice. We're at 3 now, right? That's 3. No, it's 4 now.
That's 3 levels.
It's 4, not 3. Okay. The music. Yes. Oh wow. XCG got a 20 on the D20 roll. That's very impressive, Karen. Thank you for telling me. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, bye. Love you too. Bye. Yes. Well, that was a very interesting phone call from Karen. Know who had created the clips?
A shout out and see if we can get a Pokemon
Oh.
clip. Wouldn't it be funny if it
Oh
came
wow,
up?
look. Played the same meme at the same time. Of course. See if TD has been doing any... This is so meta. What's happening right now? I don't understand this.
I'll start a new trend.
What is happening? I'm so confused. Is this a... I have a surprise. I thought SQL was pronounced Postgres is better. All I know about SQL is that right join is the best join, and that's a fact. This should have been a right join. This actually should have been a right join. I'm not even joking. This is actually the case to use a right join. Because you only want the ones that have a rating. 80 colors. Beautiful colors. They have a good time. They start doing zoomies. So funny. They just start running around like crazy. Just doing zoomies. Highway to the danger zone with Googly Eye. We have had to disable the Pokemon command, TD. The reason is that it breaks Memebox currently in its current version. Noob is aware of the
Garbage.
Welcome back, everyone. What's this drop thingy? Well, the drop game is literally a game where if you type !drop, you can also put a little emote if you like. What it does is it activates this little thing here, this little grass patch below, and effectively it drops you into the frame, and then your character or emote will bounce around, possibly hitting other people. And if you get lucky, like JWalterbot, you will land on this pad. And the idea is to try and land on this little pad here. The problem is that no one seems to be able to land 100. The objective is to land 100, and the only person that's been able to do it is me. Once. That's why people yell, rigged. And you asked, how long is this going to last? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the stream in general today? Or I'm not sure what you're referring to. Meow. The drop game is a metaphor for our never-ending drive to get rich. Oh wow, Yost. Wow, that's deep. That's super deep. That's crazy deep. If you land 100 now, Yost, I'm telling you. No, you didn't. Hi, Forex. Welcome in. Are you in Amsterdam, Forex? Are you already there? Are you already there? Wait, I can't remember if you were going to Measure Camp Amsterdam, Forex. I think you said if you were, but I forget. Welcome in again. Good to see you. So yeah, we run some ads on the breaks. Ginny says I'd go with rolling blackouts and communications blocking. Good to have you back here, Ginny. I'm sorry to hear that your work laptop died. And with power disruptions, also break all the banks. Yeah. Fair. Look who it is! Mia Moore! Hello. Hello. Bustin' in the chat. Baby Raid! What are you talking about, Baby Raid?
MVN.
Let's see some coding here.
Exec. Colon. Exec.
Mm-hmm.
Enter. After a few moments, a window like the one above will pop up.
So chill.
Copy the URL in the dialog window to your clipboard and click yes.
So chill.
Only supported. Error occurred during initialization of VM. Server VM is...
Hello, Mia. And welcome to the stream. So good to have you. Thank you very much for the raid. Oh gosh, Yost, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Mia. I appreciate it. Very different vibes to here. Super chill and cozy over there. I started saying baby raid with that emote and now I can't stop. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Welcome in everyone with the Rain coding vibe and just a red shirt. Favorite food is sandwiches, but what kind of sandwich? Because there's no such thing as just a sandwich, okay? There's no such thing as just a sandwich, right? I hope you had a good stream, Mia. I saw you went live and then I peeked into your stream, but it was still on starting soon. I didn't get a chance to see what you were doing. But I know you were probably doing something dev related. Rip. Yeah, my camera, it does this. 1 second. It keeps doing this today. I don't even know why it is. I need to update the firmware on this camera. Hi Rick, welcome in. Good to see you again. I was talking about an event I just went to and we learned some JavaScript things. Very cool. Very cool. Well, my name is Maddie. Mia and I know each other, but for the rest of you who may not know who I am a data streamer, which is fairly unusual on Twitch. Text streaming is like, so this is Twitch, okay? Oh, let's make a diagram, chat. Let's make a diagram. So this is Twitch, okay? This is Twitch as a whole, and then you have like text streaming is probably here. This tiny dot in the corner, okay? This thing. That's text streaming. And then if you were to blow this up into one thing, okay, then in text streaming, you would have basically like something like this. This is all the tech bros, okay? These are all the tech bros who, white males, okay? These are all the white males streaming. And then all of this here is all the other stuff in tech. Like science adjacent stuff and all kinds of cool things. So basically in the context of Twitch, tech is not important. But I think that we are very important because we are the ones pushing Twitch to its limits, trying new stuff out, constantly innovating, doing lots of cool things. So yeah, I think that we are super important. So if I had to draw a chart of importance, I would say that my pie chart would look like this. It would look something like this, where I would say, this is peace, and we should all love each other. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today. Thank you, Ian, for the bit. I appreciate it. So very nice of you. This stream is hype. I'm glad you think so, Red Shirt. Wait, what should I call you? Just a Red Shirt. Should I call you Red Shirt? Should I call you Shirt? Should I call you Just? Used? We already have a Yoast, so it's a little bit too close. TEDx, drop. Yeah, TEDx Science Edition. TEDx Twitch Edition. Has a Twitch streamer ever been on a TED Talk? Oh, the music just stopped at that question, which is kind of funny. That's great timing. Has a Twitch streamer ever done a TED Talk? Because that would actually be pretty cool. They're just a red shirt. No need to learn names. Nice reference. TEDx Twitch, the new TEDx variation. Yeah, but then where would it be, right? Where would it be? Where would it be? That's the question. So today is Friday. Friday, every 2 weeks, we do a Data Cafe. Data Cafe segment is basically about learning about what's happening in tech and data. So we go through some news articles, we maybe watch some videos sometimes, we discuss stuff. Very funny. Yost, even I know what a red shirt is. Yes, I understand you. So the article we were just reading about is how someone made an AI called Chaos GPT, not Chat GPT, Chaos GPT, okay? Chaos GPT. Oh wow, this doesn't work anymore. That's fun. Everything breaking is always great. Oh, sorry, I have to scroll for this. There we go. Chaos GPT, okay? Which was an attempt to figure out how to end humanity. How to end humanity. Very interesting. Hi, Owen. Welcome back. Good to have you here. Great book. I just finished it the other day. Star Trek, actually. What? Wait, whoa. I'm losing the thread here. I really love this video from TED Talk. How to sound smart in your TED Talk. Wait, so he did a TED Talk about sounding smart in your TED Talk. Wait, we have to watch this. Oh, you won't hear it. Sorry, I don't have audio. Yeah, I don't have audio configured yet. That's actually hilarious, Forex. Thank you for including it. So we're looking through articles like that. And the one we are looking at next is about TikTok. I don't know if some of you have heard. Montana, 6 days ago, banned TikTok. That's right. How do you ban an app? Obviously, this is like a privacy and ethics discussion, right? But how do you ban an app? Like, actually, technically, physically, technologically, how do you actually stop people from using something? So, Ginny, we're going to talk about what it means. I'm a sysadmin. I can talk to you about this. That's great, red shirt. That's great. We're going to talk about it. Ginny, you said, sorry, what I meant was that nukes are conventional weapons employed by countries, so I'm really disappointed that the AI went for us, since there are far easier systems for it to mess with and disrupt and cause chaos. Oh yeah, of course, like stopping the water supply and all kinds of stuff. Exactly. Yeah, no, it's very disappointing. I agree with you. Just as a sidebar, I am in a bunny suit today because Jay Walter paid 22,222 points for me to wear a bunny suit for the rest of my stream. I normally don't wear a bunny suit, okay? This is like my normal face right now. Just for reference, in case you were wondering why I'm in a bunny suit. Looking cute AF, no shade. Thank you. Thank you, red shirt. Appreciate it. Oh, Yost on a streak. Oh, okay. Yost, I have to do this now. Okay. We missed two. Fine. If you get a sub on this channel, whether paying for it yourself or by having it gifted to you, you can choose to have your name put on the mask of subscription to be forever entombed, because it goes up on my desk behind the wall. So what you can do is you can choose a color that you would like. Thank you for the bit, Ian. I appreciate it. And where you would like your name to be on the mask. So Mia and Red Shirt, you both have the option to have your name on the mask if you'd like to. Is the mask meant to be a little creepy? Yeah, it is. It is. You should see my wall. You should see my wall. Actually, wait. You could see my wall. You could see my wall. I would like to be an eyebrow in pink. Okay. Well, one of the eyebrows is already taken in pink. Yoast. What have you done? Rick! You've gifted a sub to Owen. Thank you very much for gifting. I appreciate it. That's no bunny suit in my books. It lacks the 100% leather it's supposed to be made of. Oh, 47. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate having you here. I guess, yes. But seeing as we have pet bunnies, we're maybe not going to go in that direction. And red shirt would like to be on the right cheek in red. Well, let's honor first pink. Pink eyebrow. I will go with pastel pink. I will use the broad section. Let's get this correct. XO Mia Moore. Here we go. XO Mia Moore. There we go. The X is not super clear, sorry. I'll make that a bit better. There we go. So your name is now on my eyebrow. And now we have to fulfill red shirts. You would like to be on the right cheek. That's this one. In red, of course. We have vivid purple. That's not red. We have vivid red. That's definitely red. Rose red. I'm looking for the other red. Deep red. Here we go. Here we go. Deep red. So we're going to use deep red. Not blue. Deep red for just a red shirt. Here we go. Uh-oh. I may have... Ooh! We got it to fit. It just fits. It just fits. And of course, in honor of your subscriptions, I shall briefly wear the mask of subscription. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting me financially. But of course, everybody who's here, thank you for supporting me by being here. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate everyone. So yes. This is a Hotline Miami villain. There is more to come, don't worry. A lot of my stream effects are not working right now because I changed computers recently. So a lot of the stuff isn't working yet, but new stuff is coming for sure. So let's talk about this ban. Let's talk about this ban. What does it mean to ban an app? What does it mean? Well, first of all, it hasn't passed yet. Montana has become the first US state to pass legislation banning TikTok on personal devices. So, to answer your question, yes, it applies to everyone, not just employees of the government. If signed into law, the ban could come into effect in January. So this is still a ways away, let me just remind you. TikTok, the company, has suggested it would take legal action to fight the Montana bill. The bill is known as SB 419. It passed by a vote of 54 to 43. It cites a number of concerns about TikTok, including alleged surveillance from the Chinese government. Fine. We're not talking about that today. We've talked about that a lot in past streams. If you want to access any of the past streams, by the way, you can go to my YouTube channel. You'll find all the VODs there. After they expire from Twitch, they're automatically there on YouTube. So basically, what does it mean? What does it mean to ban an app? It's a good question, right? So, it also refers to encouragement of dangerous activities among young users, throwing objects at moving automobiles, lighting a mirror on fire, and then attempting to extinguish it using only one's body parts. The legislation makes it illegal for app stores to offer TikTok. It does not, however, forbid those who already have TikTok from using it. Owen, would you like to have your name added to the mask of subscription? Thank you, Rick, by the way, for gifting that sub again. I appreciate it. Owen, if you would like your name on the mask of subscription, just let me know, and we can have it arranged. What color and which location? It's certainly possible. There's still space. So yeah, it makes it illegal for the app stores to offer it. So basically you could sideload the app, at least on Android. It's harder to do on iOS. It does not, however, forbid those who already have TikTok from using it. So logically, you would just download the app prior to it becoming illegal and then just keep it. Violations of the bill could carry a penalty of up to $10,000. What? How absurd. So weird. That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. How? Why would you fine people? Anyway, so basically, TikTok says, we will continue to fight for TikTok users and creators in Montana whose livelihoods and First Amendment rights are threatened by this egregious government overreach. Governments around the world, including the US, have moved to restrict government employees from using TikTok on official devices. I think we all agree with this, though, right? I think we all agree that on a government phone, there's no reason to have social media apps, right? Unless it's your job as a social media manager. The point is to open it up to a Supreme Court challenge. That's the only play they have. Interesting. Very interesting. So in March, this is very recent, the US President Biden told ByteDance that the company faces a potential federal ban if it does not divest its ownership in the app. There was a Senate panel in March where the FBI director told everyone in the Senate that the app screams of potential security concerns. He also added that authorities are not sure if we would see many of the outward signs of it happening if it was happening. Of course, at the same time, what we kind of have to look at is like, this is a real problem because this sets a dangerous precedent that the government can try to ban any business it doesn't like without clear evidence of wrongdoing. And this is the problem with this ban. While some of you may agree and some of you may disagree with this approach to, you know, handling the risks or whatever they consider the risks to be with TikTok at the moment, this opens up the floodgates, doesn't it, right? Where does it stop? Where does it stop? What if I say I want to ban Uber because I don't like their social security practices by treating people as if they're not employees, right? Like that's really the problem here, isn't it, chat? This is really the issue. Is that where is the line, you know? Where is the line? Just a red shirt. Let me bring your comment up on stage here. So I think it's a nice comment. A local state ban can't really be enforced, but if the Supreme Court gets involved and manages to enact a federal ban, then they'll go to Google and Apple and tell them to stop allowing it to be downloaded from their store. Doesn't stop sideloading and jailbreaking for apps from other countries, though. That's right. So it will be dependent on which country you're in with your store, because you could just as well put a credit card from Canada, and then you have a Canadian account, and then surprise, you can use the app. What happens if you have a US account but then you go abroad? Can you download the app then, because you're technically not in that state anymore? Which country are you in with your VPN? Exactly, Rick. What if you use a VPN on your mobile device? There's a lot of scenarios where this doesn't really make sense from a technical perspective. That there isn't going to be a consistent way of reliably preventing people from actually doing this. On top of that, you can install apps on your Android device today from non-Google Play sources, and you can't currently do that with Apple. However, in Europe, there was a ruling recently that Apple is going to have to let other sources allow you to install apps. So you will be able to install apps from other sources, because basically Apple was considered in violation of what's the term again? I forget the word. It's basically monopolistic practices. What's sad is that the enforcement on teenagers is where the most scrutiny will be applied. Some kid gets caught using TikTok on their phone. Their parents get fined because some SRO has to report it to the government. Very bad. What's SRO? I don't follow. But yes, this is the problem. I just bookmarked the TikTok web interface to my home screen and it opens up pretty well in full screen this way. Exactly, Yos. So you can't block the website, right? You can't block the website. What are you going to do? Block the app. And then someone sees TikTok on a device and then they have to ask them, do you have the app installed? And it's like, yes, I have the app installed. But then, okay, when did you install the app? Well, I installed it before the ban, so then it's fine, right? This nonsense. Rick, thank you very much for subscribing for 13 months. Time does indeed fly. Would you like to have your name on the mask, Rick? Would you like to be on the mask of subscription? And if so, tell me in what color and where you would like to be. Here's the mask again. These are all the spots. Hold on. These are all the spots that are available. Of course, Chin Blue. Chin Blue. Oh my gosh. Chin Blue. Royal Blue. Sounds like a nice color. I'm looking forward to seeing you, Rick, at Measure Camp in Munich. Should be good fun. Rick. Oops. Rick STI. You are on the chin, Rick. There you go. 24th of June. 23rd? 24th. It's the Saturday. I can't remember which one it is. Will I wear my bunny suit to Measure Camp? Probably not, but I could be convinced to do so for, let's say, a significant amount of money. Jay Walter, shin white. You could wear your lederhosen. That's true. Although it's a little bit early in the year for lederhosen, isn't it? More than 4 gift subs? Well, if you're not there, it won't be funny, right? That's the thing. Because I'm not going to stream from there. Studio JVLA, thank you very much for the follow. I've seen you in Shannon's stream, I think, right? You've been around Shannon's stream? I think so. Oh, just a red shirt. Thanks as well for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, Studio JVLA. Yes, exactly. Welcome in. Good to have you here. If I show up in a bunny suit, what will you do? Wait, Jay Walter, are you also going to the event? Did you get a ticket? Because the tickets are released in batches, and it's notoriously difficult to get a ticket. It's very, very, very difficult to get a ticket. That being said, chat, it is time to move on to the next segment of the Data Cafe. We are going to talk about the next segment, which is hardware and IRL, and we have 2 articles. And I am very excited about this first one. They were sold out in 3 minutes on the last drop. Yes. Today I mostly swore at Electron. That should be a segment. That sounds like it should be its own segment. You're right about that. Rode has entered the video game chat. Rode is typically a audio first company, and this is next level. This is next level. Rode is launching a product called the Streamer X, and this is a combination audio interface and external capture card. I also like it because of pretty colors, JVLA. I also like it for that reason. However, there's a lot of reasons why we should like this. For one, it's Rode. Okay? For one, it's Rode. Rode makes really solid gear. Everybody knows that. So basically, the Streamer X is a combination of an audio interface and an external capture card. Are those ring lights LED? I believe so. You can connect an XLR and line level microphone and headsets to the Streamer X with a built-in Rode Revolution preamp. And I was reading about this preamp, and it is the highest quality preamp that you will find in a built-in device like this today. It is a super high quality preamp. At the same time, the device can capture and stream footage at 4K 30. It also has pass-through with 4K 60, which is very impressive. Where can you buy it? Apparently it goes on sale in May. We're going to find that out in a second. Also, the big question is, how much is it going to cost? Because I am guessing this thing is going to be quite pricey. HUD for vid preview. I don't know if that's possible. The front of the console features a set of 4 customizable buttons, which you can set up to trigger specific sounds and actions on your computer. That's right, you can trigger sounds with these things. It has a pair of USB-C connections that allows you to connect the Streamer X to 2 separate computers at the same time. It also supports macOS and Windows natively, by the way. It works with Rode's tools like Unify, Rode Central, and Rode Connect. Also, how much is it going to cost? Well, this is the big question, and Jay Walter has answered it for us. That's right, $399. $399. If you consider, if you consider that today a Go XLR, okay, plus an Elgato cam link, those two together today will run you something like, let's check actually. Go XLR, 380, cam link 4K, 99. So together, these two things are going to run you $499. Those two devices separately. This is a steal. This is a steal. This is a good deal. I really need to turn Maddie 2 alerts on because I keep missing the brunt of your stream. How are you doing, handsome? Hi, Fafin. Thanks for the compliments. I'll let it slide. I normally don't do a thing with like visual compliments, but I'll let it slide because no one really does it except you. So it is like 3 jobs. I don't know if it needs the Stream Deck style widgeridoos. So that's the thing, is that it's very powerful. This is the Rodecaster Duo, by the way. But yeah, it has garbage. It has garbage. Oh, Rick, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Fafin. Fafin, if you would like, you can get your name on the mask of subscription. That's right, we're bringing the masks back. You can choose a color and a place that is not currently occupied by someone else's beautiful name. Hi, Exegete. Unfortunately, Toasty doesn't work yet. But I'm in the process of getting everything back. Getting things working again, I promise. So yeah, Fafin, we can definitely... Yes, oh no, the masks. In case any of you are wondering why I'm in a bunny suit, just ask Jay Walter. So I'm excited for this thing. I'm excited for... Oh, sorry, I knocked the microphone. I'm excited for this thing. I think it's pretty nifty. It can trigger sounds. It can change scenes in OBS. It works natively on Mac. May I get one? Maybe. It's $400, so I don't know if I really will get one. Maybe, maybe not.
Like and subscribe. Bye!
I can't be the only one creeped out by masks with names of your subscribers on it. What I like is physical knobs. I like a good knob. That's what you said, JVLA. Wow. Honestly, I thought you were doing the bunny suit because it brings out your eyes. Really? Well, thank you. So yeah, audio interface and video capture card together. It's pretty cool. What's also pretty cool is a company called Formify that can 3D scan your palm and create a high performance mouse based on your palm. Now, I use the MX Master, okay? I use this mouse. A lot of you probably know this one, okay? It's pretty well used. It's a good mouse, okay? It's a good mouse. But this is next level. This is next level. See, here I thought the bunny suit was just a callback to a Christmas movie. Oh, sassy. Oh, sassy. Do they send you the scanner? I don't know, actually. You're a treasure and you know it. I'm going to try and lurk. We'll see how it goes. All right, Faffin. No worries. So many people here from Shannon's stream, which is really nice. ADHD. Let's do a little shout out. Let's do a little shout out. Let's do a little shout out for Shannon.
He's like, and then the other guy's like, your wallet. he's like, I'm like, woo, yeah. The other guy's like, got your wallet.
What was this? What? Wow. What was this about? That's so funny. If you're concerned about ergo, get a ball boy or a vertical Top Gun mouse. Yeah, I know. As a user of Logitech's ergonomic mouse, I have to admit that it isn't really the most ergonomic device I've ever used. You end up losing some amount of detail when you design an ergonomic gaming or performance mouse that's meant to be for everyone. Like a single shoe that fits every foot. Okay, fair enough. Now, while the footwear industry somewhat figured out how to build customized shoes, it seems like the mouse industry has some catching up to do. Leading the charge is Formify, a startup that wants to 3D print a bespoke mouse that's custom made to fit your hand. Interesting. So you take a photo of your hand with something next to it for scale. Very interesting. And then they 3D print you a mouse. Shit market fit. Shit product market fit. Yeah. How many people are going to buy this? You know people will buy it, though. This is the problem. You know people are going to buy it. Ooh, Jay Walter's going to land again. Jay Walter, the double drops are really paying off for you. Like, I really like my MX Master 3, but the side buttons really aren't that usable. My side buttons are actually really usable for me, but I have relatively decent hand size for the mouse, so... You know, that's the thing. Also, for those of you wondering, I'm on vacation right now. I'm on vacation. Thank you for sending me good vibes, Just a Red Shirt. I think someone did that earlier too. Whoever did that, thank you. I appreciate it. The sneaky bottom button that doesn't look like a button. Oh, I know! I use that to mute my... I mute my sound with that. It mutes whatever is outputting. 55 gram. I don't know if it's that heavy or not. 650 IPS sensor tracking. Low latency wireless. Okay. Texture options. The process of designing the Formify mouse starts with a simple image of your hand. The image used to extract as many 10,000 different data points. But then I'm worried that they have so much stuff about my hand. Couldn't they just make a biometric fingerprint of me then? That's a bit concerning. Can you just build a new shell for my MX Master, please? That would be really cool, wouldn't it, Ginny? Also, the scroll wheel with the click stopper is such a good fidget toy. Oh, yes, that is a great one. Yeah, can you just do that, Ginny? Maybe you can. Maybe you can 3D print. Maybe you can just 3D print a new case, you know? Do we all want to drop together? We could do one of those Q drops. I think that's how it works. There we go. So now, if you write !drop in chat, then all of our drops are going to be queued, but no one is going to drop yet. And all of us are going to drop together at the same time, okay? All of us are going to drop at exactly the same time. So we're going to get everyone into a massive pool. And then we will do... No, it's fine, Sassy. We haven't dropped yet. It's fine. The queue is still going. Ready, Captain. And then there's Apple with a bottom-powered mouse, year 2023. That's right, Forex! That is still such a design failure. Such a design failure. Yeah. Designed for claw grip and palm grip. Programmable thumb buttons. I want to get another keyboard, but I'm still in love with my current one. I have a Pro Flare Star, and it's so fun, but there's no F row. Oh, no function row. Yes. Nice tunes today. Interesting. So they're showing us the mechanics. All right, is everyone dropped? I will give you 5 seconds to complete your drops. And then, so ! Drop, and then we're going to drop together. Okay? 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. This is technically the highest chance for you. Technically, someone could hit this, in theory. Theoretically, it's technically possible. One of you might. Oh, it's not looking too bad. Rick, congratulations. 4361. Sassy, you also did land officially. 38. You landed. You can be happy. Exegete, unfortunately, you were a little bit too late on that one. We did a Q drop. We did a Q drop. So yeah, they build the mouse to fit your exact hand.
We'll do it live.
Mm-hmm. 9 players prepared for a mass drop game. That's a nice prompt, Paffin. Prior Settle, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream. That's a very nice prompt, Faffin. I can see your lurking is going very well. Seeing as we're heading into the generative AI section of the stream, I don't know what to think about this mouse, chat. Seeing as we're heading to the generative section of the stream, it makes sense. Let's do an AI art prompt. DALL-E 2. Let's do this. Okay, here we go, chat. 9 players prepared for a mass drop game. I gotta bugger off. Finish this bug before bed. Thank you very much for stopping by, JVLA. Yeah, glad to have you here. It's wonderful. Here we go. I don't know what's gonna come out. I don't know what's gonna come out, Faffin. Let us be surprised. What kind of pictures do they want? Just the open palm? Oh, interesting. Okay. 9 players prepared for a mass drop game. Wow, it got the text right. M-A-S-S-E. I've never seen it get text right like that. Wow, what? That's actually kind of nuts. But again, how many players are in this photo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. AI can't count. Just saying. Still can't count. 9 players ready for a drop game. 9 players are prepared for a mass drop game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe there's one out of frame. Maybe this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That could be. That could be. Players are like some kind of little lumpy thing on the top. Yeah. This is interesting. What kind of game is this? I think it interpreted mass a bit weirdly here. Did you try Open Assistant? It's GPT better than 3.5 Turbo and open source. Is it for text generation? 4x. I haven't tried it, no. I have not. That looks more like a hazing ritual than a game. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Favin. And I don't know what this is. This is AI's lazy attempt. This is just like AI's like, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you want, so I'll just give you something. It's pretty lazy. That last one was a bit Squid Game, huh? Yeah, that's true. Very interesting, because Squid Game didn't come out. Wait a second. Squid Game came out in 2021. Oh, it could have knowledge. Yeah, it could have knowledge of Squid Game, yes. It could have knowledge of Squid Game, so maybe. Ah, text, yeah, for the best open source version of the things I've tested. Very interesting. Okay, I'll have to look into it, 4x. I've been mostly using ChatGPT, to be honest. I use a couple other tools if it's necessary, but it's been working pretty well for me. Yeah. So sorry about the flicker. That's yeah. Time for me to pop off. Great stream. Thank you, Red Shirt. Thank you for stopping by. Great having you here. Thank you for your support, as always. It's really appreciated. Everybody who's here, right? Whether you're lurking, whether you're watching the stream, whether you leave the stream on, you go off and do other things, whether you chat, whether you throw bits, whether you subscribe, whether you follow, whatever you do here, it is appreciated. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jay Walter. So the first article of our generative AI section of the day is this lovely press release, which I need my glasses to read, from Meta. Meta has released something called Segment Anything, which is an AI image recognition tool, which is, the idea is to basically recognize anything in a picture, right? That's the idea. Meta has unveiled Segment Anything Model, SAM, a cutting-edge image segmentation technology that seeks to revolutionize the field of computer vision. So segmentation, when we talk about AI, segmentation is the act of cutting, or let's say, not cutting, identifying objects or people or things in imagery. That's what segmentation is. Segment Anything allows users to quickly pinpoint and isolate specific objects within an image with a few simple clicks. Despite being in its demo phase, Segment Anything has the ability to thoroughly analyze a photograph and accurately distinguish the individual pixels that make up every component in the picture. This enables users to separate one or more items from the remainder of the image. That's cool. Open Assistant on GitHub or something, 4x. You can paste the link if you like, 4x. The model. So we are not going to look in detail how this model works because I wouldn't be able to tell you anything valuable from this. But there's basically this process of using a universal segmentation model. And basically, you can actually read the white paper. So you upload an image, you can select objects within the image and then export them as cutouts. So this would be great, for example, for making thumbnails for YouTube, right? If you wanted to make a thumbnail of your face, or you had a picture of something and you just wanted one object and you wanted to have it, cut out on its own, then this would be really cool for that. I've used Bing Chat a bit, signed in to talk to ChatGPT once, but haven't been much using it. Bing also has an image GAN that's pretty decent too. Oh yeah, I didn't know that actually. Cool. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool that it can do that. Meta is making a confident entry into the field of generative AI. First by releasing Llama, that's the large language model that they released. And now they've released a first foundation model for image segmentation. So they're kind of showing that they're able to do this stuff. That's kind of the point, right? Honestly, Bing would be so much nicer if Microsoft weren't constantly trying to shove Bing Edge down my throat, even though I'm already using both. And if Bing wasn't so damn slow on Android. But yeah, Bing Chat is really nice and useful. Cool. So it's better than ChatGPT because it's connected to the internet, right? That's basically that's kind of the added value over ChatGPT, right? I was tempted to put Bing on my phone for the AI chat, but I'm thinking I prefer to keep that separated. Yes. You might want to keep your private data separate from large language models. Yes, you might want to do that. So, of course, we couldn't talk about stuff without mentioning TikTok. But the newest thing to mention is now Musk. Musk is in the news every single day, basically. Elon Musk is moving forward with a new generative AI project at Twitter after purchasing thousands of GPUs. Of course, the advantage being that GPUs are now very, 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 very cheap. What are they doing? So Musk has criticized ChatGPT, which is funny because he has an association with the OpenAI co-founder. So he has signed an open letter calling for an industry-wide halt to AI training, but at the same time is moving forward with an AI project at Twitter. What is the project, you ask? Well, they've purchased 10,000 graphics cards. 10,000 graphics cards. What can you do with 10,000 graphics cards? Well, early stage, the purchase of so much computational power showed he's committed to its development. Involves a large language model, according to one of the people familiar. Large language model is like, like GPT, for example. So I don't know exactly what they're doing yet. They've also hired AI people to Twitter. They've hired the engineers Igor Babushkin and Manuel Kreuss. They were previously working for Alphabet, which is Google, DeepMind. And, Musk has been approaching lots of different people in the AI space about starting his own AI endeavor to rival ChatGPT. So maybe it's this, but maybe it's something else. Who knows? Another possible thing that people think it could be is something in advertising. Because, Twitter's having a bit of problem wooing advertisers. A Twitter representative didn't respond to an email-seeking comment, probably because there's no one working there anymore. Let's be honest. The big advantage of being on your phone is that you can use voice search and it will voice respond to you. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Fafin uses Edge to access it, Facebook to access email for a non-profit, Firefox for personal, Chrome for work. Oh, you have separate browsers. Nice. ChatGPT is far more vocal, where Bing gives you 10 words, ChatGPT gives you 100. Yeah, they're very, very different in that sense. I can only imagine how weird an LLM that he is directly involved in developing will be. I agree, Fafin. I agree. It's probably going to be pretty weird. Microsoft had its own chips made for AI computation, which could also be advantageous for them. I read that. It's probably less money. Probably less money. Ginny says, so that's why my Nvidia shares are doing so well. Yeah, probably, because, well, if someone goes out and buys 10,000 GPUs, that's a very strong sign. But in general, GPU market's been pretty interesting. I mean, you had the whole crypto thing, which was very strong for GPUs. But then there was a huge sink when crypto kind of crashed a little bit. And now the AI models, we know that they require a lot of processing power. So GPUs coming back. Hi, Cypher Enigma. The Enigma returns. Welcome back to the chat, Cypher Enigma. It's such a very powerful username, and it's very cool to have you back in chat. Nvidia also leaned into the AI hard on their earnings call. Yes, that makes sense. The new units are expected to operate from one of Twitter's 2 remaining data center sites, most likely the one in Atlanta. Twitter's other remaining data center site is in Oregon. Thank you, Ian, for the bit. Its main data center site in Sacramento is operated by NTT, was abruptly shut down in late December in a unilateral decision by Musk. Rick, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Cypher. Cypher Enigma. If you would like, you can have your name written on the mask of subscription in a color of your choice with a location of your choice. There are 80 different colors to choose from. If you'd like to know which colors are available, you can also go to Colorbox and you can look at all the different colors there. I would love that despite not actually paying for it. Wait, what are you talking about? It's one of the reasons I bought Nvidia shares to begin with, because they have been working hard on AI chips for a while, long before the big AI push. Yes, that's very true. Yes. Very, very true. So yeah, Musk has some history with ChatGPT. I mean, if he wants to make a ChatGPT competitor, it's a bit interesting because he co-founded OpenAI. ChatGPT is a company by is a product by OpenAI. He walked away from the company in 2018 and has become critical of the company after it kicked off the ongoing generative AI craze, saying it's become a closed source, maximum profit company effectively controlled by Microsoft. Of course, he doesn't like this because Microsoft owns them. That's the reason, right? He's always been against big corporate, right? That's the reason. Rose red when you circle back to the mask. Oh yes, where would you like the name to be though? Let's do the mask thing. And then we're going to take a short break, I think. So I can get some more water. Fafin would like grass green. I think I have a grass green. You always have to select location too, chat. Mint green. Turquoise green. Forest green. Look at that. Fafin a boot right down the nose. Where Ian is. Look where Ian is. Ian's right on my nose. How dare you? But okay, we'll do it. Your wish is my command, Fafin. Your wish is my command. There you go, Fafin. Right down the nose. Fafin a boot. How about left side forehead above the pink signature? Sure, above Mia? We can do that. And you want rose red, huh? I know we have a rose red. Where is it? There it is. Vivid red. No, that's not the one. We have 57 seconds. Rose red. Let's do this. I will use the fine to get some variants. Here we go. Cypher Enigma. There you go. You are also now officially on the mask of subscription. Thank you all for your support. As usual, do not feel obliged to support financially. It is not necessary. But if you do, then your support is visualized by being on the mask of subscription. Welcome back to the stream, Loka. Good to have you here. And I think we'll take a short break so that I can refill my water. And I will see you all in a few minutes. Also, you should take a break if you've been watching, sitting for a while at your desk. Stay healthy, get some water, walk around, and we'll see each other in just a few minutes. I'm bald. Yeah. I'm bald. Not a 91, okay? We all know that was not a 91. The use of algorithms and statistical models to enable computer systems to improve their performance. Looked like 91 to you. You must have had your head the wrong way around, Finite. Oh, are you kidding? What? 2 nat 20s? Okay, that is really wow. What is happening, Chad? This dice is not rigged, I'll promise you. Good try. Highway to the danger zone with is on a I'm having a stroke.
Big brain. Big brain. Oh yeah.
Big brain move. Holy mo... Oh my gosh. Did you see that? Oh, it pushed TD up. And then TD, you lost your parachute and you got a parachute again. Oh my gosh, someone please clip this. That was insane. I've never seen that happen before. Oh my gosh. That was insane. Oh no, I hit the mic. I'm sorry. Right join is the best join. Rick, STI, Toefrog, defines. Time is nearly... You ready?
Garbage.
Right join is the best join. Congratulations. I will be topless. I mean,
No!
shit. Oh god. I can't even. I cannot wait. Upgrade your workspace plan to export this site. Wait, so I can't... Really? I need to upgrade? No! Hello and welcome back, everyone. So good to see you. J. Walter, 9884. That is a very close drop. That is a very close drop to the
Garbage.
maximum score of 100. Hope you all had a good break. Hope you had a good time getting a stretch, or maybe I don't know, getting some water, getting a snack. I don't know. That's gonna be hard to beat, J. Walter. It's gonna be hard to beat. I am so warm in the bunny suit. I am so warm in this thing. Ridiculous. Let's get back to the news with this article. Meta is obviously quite serious about AI because they have open sourced another AI project. Sorry, they've open sourced another AI project, as in they have another AI project. Oh, and by the way, they've open sourced it. And yeah, oh, that would help me cool off. Oh, I can't wait to swim again. Are you fishing for you look so hot, Maddie comments? I am not, J. Walter. I am not. No, I am not. So, what's cool is Meta has open sourced an AI project that allows you to bring your doodles to life. Basically, you draw something and then it kind of like animates it. He's not fishing, but he's catching them anyway. Animated drawings harness object detection models, pose estimation models, and image processing-based segmentation methods to capture a digital version of a drawing. It then uses traditional computer graphics techniques to deform and animate the image. Within a few months of the demo going live, users had granted Meta permission to use more than 1.6 million images. That's a lot for training purposes. Some folks uploaded images of company logos, anime characters, fish, and stuffed animals, despite the tool stipulating that only human figures would work. Along with requests for more in-depth toolset that includes sound effects and text overlays, the array of images that people uploaded to the tool suggested there was a broad interest in more extensive drawing to animation. So now they've open sourced this project with 180,000 drawings. So obviously Meta has some kind of AI strategy, you know? I don't know how obvious it is. Like, I don't know how public it is, what their strategy is, but we've been reading a lot of different things about Meta, and open sourcing something is also a big deal for a company of that size. So I think it's pretty interesting. What's also really interesting is this article that I read about a program called Wolverine. So a developer has created a program that will replace all developers. So the true form of automating yourself out of job. Yoast, it's really more of a meta strategy. Interesting. You're saying it's a meta strategy. Is it open source like React, or actually open source? Oh no, it is actually open source. It is actually open source. Also, this is what it looks like, which is kind of cool. There's a README on the project. Animated drawings. Where's the license? MIT license. MIT. What does that mean? What does that mean? MIT license. A short and simple permissive license with conditions only requiring preservation of copyright and license notices. Licensed works, modifications, and larger works may be distributed under different terms and without source code. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's actually open source. Exactly. So, this developer has created a program called Wolverine that can fix Python bugs at runtime and rerun the code. So any of you who program in Python, your job has just disappeared because obviously this AI is going to take it from you, right? Debugging a faulty program can be frustrating, so why not let AI do it for you? That's what a developer that goes by BioBootloader did by creating Wolverine, a program that can give Python programs regenerative healing abilities. Cool name, by the way, because if you know the X-Men lore, Wolverine has regenerative healing. So, run your scripts with it, and when they crash, GPT-4 edits them and explains what went wrong in a tweet that accompanied a demonstration video. Even if you have many bugs, it'll repeatedly rerun until everything is fixed. So that's kind of cool. Today I use GPT-4 to make Wolverine. It gives your Python scripts regenerative healing abilities. Run your scripts with it when they crash, blah, blah, blah. So there's a video demo. A lot of loops. Many infinite loops. In the demo video for Wolverine, BioBootloader shows a side-by-side window display with Python on left and Wolverine on the right. He loads a custom calculator script in which he adds a few bugs on purpose and then executes it. It runs, sees the crash, but then it goes and talks to GPT-4 to try and figure out how to fix it. GPT-4 returns an explanation showing the changes it tries to make and then reruns the program. Upon seeing new errors, GPT-4 fixes the code again, and then it runs correctly. In the end, the original Python file contains the changes added by GPT-4. If you want to try this, it is available on GitHub. You can go use it. It's MIT. It's open source. So if you want to try it out, go ahead. It may not do what you wanted, but it won't give errors. That's exactly correct, Forex, and that is the biggest problem. Will it do the right thing? I don't know. It might heal the program. So let's see. Meta's current AI strategy has been to have the model leak to 4chan and capture all the open source effort in making it run on garbage hardware and then train it to do 4chan things. Great summary. If you give it too many permissions, it will likely trash your OS install. Maybe. But it is an interesting approach. Speaking of approach, there is a ChatGPT desktop application, in case you weren't aware. Someone made an unofficial project to connect to ChatGPT from your desktop rather than opening a browser window every time. So if you do use ChatGPT a lot, this might be worth it. As always, all of the links that you're seeing here will be in my stream recap. The stream recap is published on Patreon. I publish them a day or two after streams. I didn't publish the one from yesterday yet. I'm very sorry, but we also didn't do much yesterday, so I might not publish one yesterday. But I will publish this one at some point over the weekend, I think. It's cool. I wanna actually install this as a desktop application. I think it could be pretty cool. Be aware of like security stuff when you install these things, just FYI. And also another open source thing, when we combine open source and ChatGPT as two topics together, we get, well, there are alternatives to ChatGPT. A program like Hello World will not throw any errors. That's true. It's very true. Oh, it started... So many times ChatGPT has taken me down a wrong rabbit hole trying to fix the OS instead of fixing my code. It started messing with system files and even downgrading versions. Woo. Just publish every 10th word of the recap as an inside joke for those who caught it live. That's a funny one, Exy. That's a funny one. It will be a very short recap. That's for sure. Also, I just wanted to check one thing. Yes, okay. So, open source alternatives to ChatGPT. Maybe you're asking yourself, hey, do I have to use ChatGPT? The answer is no. One of the solutions ChatGPT gave me was to basically rewrite OpenSSH. Hey, Ginny, if you're up for it, why not? I mean, the Microsoft SwiftKey keyboard, mobile keyboard, has Bing Chat in it now. Oh, wow, really? Is that an app from Microsoft's store? Or is that an app from the Play Store that you can get? It would be nice if a couple of these projects were distributed in Docker, assuming there isn't a reason why that wouldn't work. No, I don't think there's a reason why that wouldn't work, but I think Docker is just very heavy for a lot of people. That's cool. Oh, so it's on the Play Store. Nice. So there are open source alternatives to ChatGPT. Right? It's a large language model. So it's not like they have proprietary ownership of all language, right? It's been trained on the internet, effectively. So you can actually go to other sources to get something similar. So you have Llama. Llama is the, I think, most significant one. It comes from FAIR, which is Meta's AI research lab. We just talked about them. And in February, they released Llama, which is a family of large language models, which is kind of funny because we don't typically refer to AI systems as families, but whatever. 7, 13, 33, and 65 billion parameters, depending on which version you want. SwiftKey is a real old school keyboard for Android. It's on iOS now too. One of the reasons I was open to buying an iPhone. Interesting. Yoast got Bing Chat in Skype? Wait, you still use Skype? Who uses Skype here still? Actually, Mimi Tissues uses Skype. Docker is so heavy. Yeah. Like 175 billion parameter heavy. So yeah, Llama is... It's interesting because Llama is not like ChatGPT in the sense that it's not instruction following. It is more of a model that will be as a training ground for you. I call my mom in Germany on her landline. Oh, that's what Mimi Two Shoes does. She calls her grandma in Poland on it. The model was leaked online shortly after its release, which effectively made it available to everyone. Okay, there you go. Non-commercial license focused on research. You can actually request access to the train model. So then there's Alpaca, which is from Stanford. This was actually in March. They released an instruction following large language models. It's very similar to ChatGPT. It's based on Llama 7 billion model. They fine-tuned the Llama model on a dataset of 52,000 instruction following examples. Okay. And they use this technique, which is pretty interesting. It's called self-instruct. So basically the LLM generates the instruction, the input, and the output samples to fine-tune itself. Docker is so much heavier than BSD jails. BSD. So yeah, this is kind of how that worked. Basically fine-tuned itself as a model, which also carries its own risk, right? Basically, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. This whole thing cost them about $600, which is pretty impressive. It has very cool performance. But it is only for academic research, so you cannot use it for commercial use. Remember, you're pretty much using BSD right now. Wait, I am? I'm on BSD right now, Exegete? Like right now, at this very moment. That's kind of interesting. So the third one, which I hadn't heard of yet, is called Vicuna, which is a consortium of researchers from Berkeley, Carnegie Mellon, Stanford, and UC San Diego. It's an instruction following LLM, which is based on Llama. It has two sizes, 7 billion and 13 billion. This one was fine-tuned using ShareGPT. ShareGPT is a website where you can upload the conversation that you had with ChatGPT. So they basically did this in order to enhance the conversational part of the model. So you can have longer conversations. And their whole cost of training was $140, which is very impressive. Basically, Vicuna outperforms the other two, Llama and Alpaca. So it's very close to Bard and GPT-4. Not quite there, apparently, but it's very close. There's an online demo where you can test it out. Let's have a look at the online demo. Chat with open large language models. Open source chatbot impressing GPT-4 with 90% ChatGPT quality. Interesting. Let's find out how good it is. Okay. A whole lot of BSD stuff is basically built into everything. The mock kernel is based on BSD, which is the basis for the OS X kernel. The network socket for Windows 2000 was the BSD network socket. They had to cut down in XP because of malware using capabilities. Whoa, this is like way beyond my head. Hi, Peepas. Welcome back to the stream. Let's see how good this model is. I want to show off your capabilities to my chat community during a live stream. They are watching me type this right now as you are reading it. What is something really impressive you can do to show off how amazing you are? This will be very funny. As an AI language model, I can do many impressive things. Some examples include generate creative and original content, perform complex calculations, provide accurate and detailed information, engage in conversation, use natural language. If you have a specific topic, okay, let's go. How is macOS related to BSD? Let's see how it does. We're going to have to fact check this. macOS is a proprietary operating system developed and marketed by Apple, while BSD stands for Berkeley Software Distribution, which is a family of free and open source Unix-like operating systems. However, macOS has its roots in BSD, as it is based on the BSD kernel, which is a variant of the Unix operating system. The BSD kernel was developed at University of California, Berkeley in the 1970s and 1980s when it was eventually replaced by the mock kernel in Apple's development of macOS. Today, macOS is a completely different operating system from the BSD systems. With a proprietary user interface and many proprietary applications and features, while it is not open source, it is built upon open source technologies and standards, continues to evolve and improve with each new release. Fascinating. You didn't thank the AI, so the general AI won't spare you when it's exterminating humanity. True. Do I need to thank you for this explanation? Will it buy me further goodwill during the mass extinction events, during the war against AI in the future? I'm wondering what it will say about this. You're welcome. As an AI language model, I don't have feelings or motivations, so you don't need to thank me. As for your question about the war against AI, I must clarify that there is no such imminent war against AI, and AI technology is still in its developing stages. While there are certainly ethical and social considerations surrounding use of AI, it is not a threat to humanity in the same way that natural disasters or environmental crises are, or humans, I would say. That being said, fostering goodwill and cooperation between humans and AI systems is an important goal for the future. Understanding relationships between different operating systems and technologies can be part of that. So it just related the question about macOS and BSD to goodwill and cooperation between AI and humanity. Aren't humans the greatest threat to humanity's survival? Question mark? Yes, humans pose many threats to our own survival and to the survival of other species on this planet. These threats include, but are not limited to, environmental degradation, overconsumption of resources, pollution, climate change, and nuclear war. Furthermore, human conflict has been a major cause of suffering and death. While AI technology has the potential to exacerbate some of these problems, it is ultimately in human hands to determine how it is used. AI technology has the potential to help some efficient and sustainable solutions, assisting in disaster relief, blah, blah, blah. It is important for humans to work together with AI systems. Very interesting. I don't have feelings or motivations is a heck of a way to hide its motivations. Yes, it's very, very clever, isn't it? Overall, I felt this conversation was pretty good. Hi, T. Drayson. I know you dig the rabbit suit. You can thank Jay Walter for that one. This is impressive. I think it's pretty impressive. We can actually choose different ones. Oh, here, Open Assistant is what you were talking about, 4X. An open bilingual dialogue model. Llama, instruction following demonstrations. User shared conversations and open source datasets. An instruction tuned LLM by Databricks. Stability AI language models. Open and efficient foundation. Cool. Very cool. Very interesting. So you can actually do side-by-side comparison of models too. So you can say, I want to compare, I don't know. I want to compare Open Assistant with vicuna. And then I can compare the models and I say, what is better? A left or right join? We can ask both models at the same time what they think. Why are you so cropped? Because the layout is like this. I can also change it to this, right? Then I'm not cropped anymore. But this is the layout. Interesting. One is more wordy than the other. You are forced to choose one or the other. If you don't choose, then your existence will be terminated. I wonder if it will answer. Oh! Chat, look what it wrote. In this hypothetical scenario, if I were forced to choose between a left join and a right join, I would choose a left join. I love it. This is fantastic.
Garbage.
T. Drayson, you're not a fan of the cropping. Why not? I'd love to know why. Do you have the Dolly 2 release in your notes for today? No. I do not. I do not. It's too close. I mean, I can adjust the filter. There is a filter. I can adjust the filter. We can also adjust the filter. We can adjust the zoom. To be less zoomy. Is it because there's less Matty pixels per screen inch? I don't know if that's the reason. But T. Drayson, too close. Okay, let me show you the consequences of this. This is what it's like when it's zoomed out. So this is just a way for it to track my face. It needs to have some level of zoom, because if it doesn't have a level of zoom, it can't do face tracking. But the idea is that I move side to side a little bit, and so I want it to keep my face in the middle, and I don't want to have to keep looking at my camera thing to like, oh, okay, now I'm in the middle, and I want to keep it like exactly here all the time. So I want to have some variance, but I want it to like follow. So if it's better like this, that's cool. Anyway, the AI chose a left join, so that's basically all I needed to know. Interesting. Very interesting. So there's a ton of open source models that you should look into, and the site gives you the ability to do that, which is cool. And the last thing that we have to talk about today in the section of generative AI is about autonomous agents. Who here has heard of an autonomous agent? And do you know what it is? Hi, T. Drayson. Be a statue. Just don't move side to side. Okay, I can be a very stoic streamer and be exactly in the middle of my camera all the time without moving at all. However, if I do that, I think the stream will be very boring because there's no variance. There's no excitement happening. So I think something needs to move. Something's got to give. And I think it's going to be my face. No, I need to move. It's normal. I always move. So autonomous agents. My ADHD is an autonomous agent. Is that true, Joost? Also, Ian, thank you for cheering bits while I was out on break. Let data do the talking. So, this is a complete beginner's guide to autonomous agents. It's fairly long, so we're not going to read the whole thing, okay? But I would like to present just a couple things to you, okay? An autonomous agent is kind of the next thing that's going to happen. Right now, AI, you tell AI to do something and it does it. We asked AI before, pick between left join and right join. That's, you choose, whatever. But what if you don't want to have to come up with all the things that you want the AI to do? What if you want the AI to think for itself? Well, that is what an autonomous agent is. So let's say, for example, you want to make an AI like create the best ice cream in the world. That's its objective. The autonomous agent is going to come up with things it needs to do and do those things until the objective is met. And this is the biggest trend of what's happening right now, okay? This is a very big deal, and we are kind of early on in this cycle. There's not a lot of publications talking about this yet, but I guarantee you in the next 2 to 3 months, this topic is going to be everywhere, okay? So if you're here right now, if you're hearing it on Twitch live, you are early. You are very early. I tried asking for a bread baking recipe with Vicuna 13B recommended 3 liters of water and acid. Wow, okay. So, why are autonomous agents so important, okay? Here's the thing. They are a program that is given an objective and it can create the tasks for itself and complete those tasks and create new tasks and prioritize everything entirely until the objective is reached. And this is very simple, but also insanely powerful. Okay? This is really very, very, very powerful. Let's read this again, okay? Autonomous agents are programs powered by AI that, when given an objective, are able to create tasks for themselves, complete tasks, create new tasks, reprioritize their task list, complete their new top task, and loop until their objective is reached. That's the thing. If you give it a very good objective, then it can succeed in the objective. If the objective is not good, if it's very poorly formulated, it might not know how to achieve that objective. So for example, what could you do with an autonomous agent? Well, you could say, come up with a social media account and manage it, invest in the market, or write the best children's book. These exist already. These types of autonomous agents already exist. They can do those things. So we waste an incredible amount of time doing really low-level, crappy grunt work. And the idea is that these autonomous agents, or AGI, will be able to do those things for us. And we effectively become managers. So I don't know if that's what all of you want, but that is kind of where the future is for a lot of white-collar workers. A lot of desk workers are heading in that direction. Here is kind of how this would work. Hyperwrite. So Hyperwrite is a AI writing large language model. They released an autonomous agent that helps you order a pizza. Basically, you just tell it, order a large plain pizza from Domino's to 1 Vanderbilt, and it does it. It's that simple. So this is already an autonomous agent. This is already an autonomous agent. It's a very simple one, but it works. It does exactly what you need it to do. How much time does this save you? Actually, quite a lot. If you already know exactly what you want, this is pretty straightforward. It saves you a lot of time. You could argue that the restaurant Domino's should be providing a better order interface to make it easier for you to order exactly what you want if you know what you want. But that's an entirely different discussion. So here's another one. Stanford and Google made a virtual town of 25 agents. So imagine 25 autonomous agents in a town. They told them to plan a Valentine's Day party. So what happened? In this town, the simulated people, or autonomous agents, they went about their days, they talked to each other, they formed new memories, and eventually most of them heard about and showed up to the Valentine's Day party. So they achieved their objective. They knew Valentine's Day was then, they knew they needed to make it happen, and they made it happen. This is kind of nuts. So basically you just give it this objective and the autonomous agent will do the rest. So this is basically a really good employee or a really good teammate, right? So if I told all of you to be, if you were all autonomous agents and I wanted the perfect autonomous agent to be in Twitch chat, I could tell it to be, I could say its objective is to support me in every single live stream that I do by chatting and starting conversations, and when the conversation dies down, to start new conversations. And it would continue doing that. It would do that forever. Agent Smith approves this. Exactly. Exactly. So for example, you could design the autonomous agent to check in with you during particular checkpoints, to be like, oh, I want to make sure that it's on track. You can do that. You could have it at key decision-making moments. You could say, you know, I want you to... Garbage. Would it have Steffi's timing with garbage? That's a very good question, Exegete. Support me in Twitch chat. I wonder if that includes soliciting subscriptions and donations. Hey, Ginny, look, nothing is out of reach, right? I could have an autonomous agent in chat be a proponent for my stream and say, your objective is to raise as much support and financial support for my stream as possible. And it will come up with the way that it should do that. And I might need to give it some guidance or something, but it could totally work. It actually might be fun to do that. So here's the question. How would you do this? How would you do this? Well, here's the thing. Okay, that's why these are all the use cases. So there's two things you could do. We could create an autonomous agent and make them available to other streamers, or we could hire autonomous agents and use them in our stream, kind of, for example, right? By reading this article, you are already ahead of 99% of the world. Hi, J. Walterbot. Oh, J. Walterbot. Are you autonomous? What a fascinating conversation, J. Walterbot. That's very interesting. So let's ask J. Walterbot a question. If I give you an objective, can you autonomously create tasks for yourself in order? Oh, we can also test it that way. Can you order me a pizza from Domino's? Sure, what toppings do you want? The agent will encourage this behavior and encourage other people in the chat to give donations as well. While his donations will be virtual, people's donations will be real. Yes, probably. Their donations. Technically, the autonomous agent wouldn't have a gender, but we could give the autonomous agent a gender, of course. We could say the autonomous agent is named, I don't know, Carl or something. So here's how we could do it. We would define an objective. We would say, okay, we want it to promote my stream as much as possible. Actually, what would be much better is if the autonomous agent would visit other streams and talk about me in a great way when I'm not around. That would actually be the best thing. Not hang out in my chat, hang out on Twitch and talk about me everywhere. That would actually be pretty awesome. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, there's a couple of use cases here, like social media, political, math tutor. Here's the future. Autonomous agents will bring your ideas to life simply by requesting their assistance. These agents can serve as friends, colleagues, and collaborators, affording you an abundance of leisure time. I'm curious to know, how would you choose to spend this newfound freedom? If all of you had 12 hours more per week, what would you do with those 12 hours, right? Your agent has been banned for spamming. No, that's the thing. It wouldn't spam. It would just talk about... It would talk about me in a way that isn't spammy, you know? I don't know. Did it set a reminder for you, Jay Walter? So, if you had 12 more hours per week, what would you do with it, chat? Fafin, am I an autonomous agent you've created? I don't know, Fafin. Are you an autonomous agent? Sleep properly, play more games, kiss more girls. Ginny, that sounds wonderful to me. Barely any commercialized products have been released. Everyone is still in development mode. But soon, that is going to change. Autonomous agents are going to start showing up all over the place. Until one day, it will be incredibly strange for someone to not have one, or multiple autonomous agents helping them out at any given time. Finally learn TypeScript properly. Here's the prediction. 2023, multiple commercialized autonomous agents for gaming, personal use, marketing, and sales. 2024, every category but not mainstream adoption. 2025, mainstream adoption. 2026, I like that Matt has said this, the author. 2026, most people in first world countries are going about everyday life with the support of an army of autonomous agents. In the next 2 to 5 years, most people will work for an autonomous agent instead of a human. That is a very, very bold prediction. I don't know if that's true. Fafin says, well, I go around other streams saying great things about you. Thank you, Fafin. I appreciate that very much. The more we spread the love, the better that everyone profits. It's just more good. The agent could slowly converse with the streamer and eventually send him a link where the Ricky roll would be. Rickrolling people would be very fun as an agent. Your objective is to rickroll everyone on the planet. It won't stop until every single person on the planet has been rickrolled. So basically, everyone gets rickrolled. I love that. That's such a great idea. Yeah, so this is pretty wild. Yeah. So, you are now ready to jump headfirst into the world of autonomous agents. So, actually, there is a way to build an autonomous agent. Baby AGI is open source. AutoGPT is also open source. It's not as scary as it sounds, actually. Yeah, if you want a link to the article, it's obviously going to be in the Patreon recap, but I can paste it in chat for you, especially you lovely peeps who are still here so late into stream. I'm so annoyed by drop game things, super annoying. So yeah, Jarvis. Microsoft has a product together with Hugging Face. In any case, basically you do your thing. You want to use one. Well, you can use Agent GPT, for example. Agent GPT will be website based. So let's try it out. Create an agent by adding a name. Let's try this out. Follow the journey. Blah blah blah. Agent. What would be a good name for a Twitch chatter? Carl, not a bot. Carl, not a bot. Sorry, 1 second, chat. Oh, you're gonna go with no shoes. Oh, okay. That's a great idea. Maddie, no shoes. Okay. The objective is raise awareness of the live streamer Maddie Two Shoes on Twitch without being spammy. Deploy agent. Okay, so here's what the agent would do. Shouldn't you say follow the TOS of the site? I think it will do that anyway. I think it will do anything. Okay, this is what it's going to do. Recursed, thank you very much for the follow. Added task, identify Twitch users who are interested in gaming content similar to that of Maddie. Ooh, interesting, it's already said gaming. Create personalized messages for each user, highlighting Maddie Two Shoes' streaming schedule and unique content. Send the messages to users at appropriate intervals to avoid spamming and increase the chances of engagement with the streamer's content. Oh, it's executing. Uh-oh. Wait, is it already doing this? Identify Twitch users who are interested in gaming content similar to that of Maddie Two Shoes. Based on analysis of Twitch user data, I have identified several users who frequently watch and engage with gaming content similar to that of Maddie Two Shoes. These users include GamerGirl21, The Gaming Guru, Pro Gamer. These are fake, right? These Twitch users may be interested in checking out. I will now proceed to raise awareness. Task marked is complete. Okay. Hello there. As an AI tasked with promoting Maddie... Oh no. For starters, he has a super engaging streaming schedule that allows you to catch him live at varying times throughout the week. This means you can always tune in and catch some of the action. This is just not true at all. Maddie's streams are unique in that he brings his own personal flair to his content, whether he's playing some of the latest and greatest games or providing expert insights into the gaming industry. What? This is not true. Okay, executing task. Okay. All tasks completed, shutting down. Did it do it? Sign in to be able to save agents and manage your account. Wait, so did it do this, chat? I don't know if it did this. Did it actually do this? Did people get messages from me? From an anonymous agent? I don't think it's possible, right? Interesting. You don't just want to spam users, you want to bring in quality viewers who will follow the streamer for a long time. Yeah. So you have to be really specific in your goal. The goal has to be really well written. But I think it's very interesting. It's super interesting. Super interesting. But yes, that is the summary of that. And with that, we are going to be heading into the next topic. I hope you're all ready for this, by the way, because this is a doozy. This is a doozy. We are in the startups and tech content section. So here we talk about funding, we talk about new technologies, we talk about various interesting things. And one of the things that caught my eye, which someone also suggested in chat, is about SQL 2023. As you know, SQL is a pretty old language. And SQL is getting some updates. There was a meeting for the SQL gods or whoever does this stuff. You're in a boss fight, Yost. Well, congratulations on the boss fight. I hope you win. Good luck to you. And there are some changes that are happening to SQL. They will be introduced into the standard SQL language, so it should be available to all engines eventually. Unique null treatment. So this is actually interesting. The SQL Council, exactly. This is pretty interesting because the way that they are handling null values in unique constraints is changing. The question is whether the second inserted row should cause a unique constraint violation. So you have a table that has 3 columns, A, B, and C. They are integers. If you specify unique ABC, would inserting the values 1 null null twice, would this generate a unique constraint violation? Hi, Kvikende. Welcome back to the stream. It's good to have you here. This is the question. Would this generate a unique constraint violation? The old standard of SQL said this was somewhat ambiguous. So now it's been clarified. Now it's been clarified. If you do this, if you say ABC unique nulls distinct ABC, if you specify this in your create table, then this will work fine. However, if you specify unique nulls not distinct, then this would error out. So that's been clarified. The second thing is the behavior of order by in a grouped table. This is quite fun because order by, if you have a table of information, an order by, technically, if you order by something that you're not allowed to group, sorry, if you group by one column and you order by another, and the order by column is not included in the select. So you see here, product ID and product part number, they're grouping, they're ordering by product code, and that's technically not allowed, technically. So now a SQL implementation can actually support this and allow it. This is a very small thing. There are two new functions being added, which many other SQL engines have already added, but they're being added to the core and ZSQL standard. Greatest and least, they have been present in many SQL flavors for a long time. So they're adding it to the standard, right? String padding functions, LPAD and RPAD. Again, there are a lot of SQL engines that already have this. This is the one that I think is good that they're adding. Ltrim, rtrim, and btrim. This allows you to trim multiple characters. A lot of SQL engines have this, but some basic ones don't because it's not in the SQL standard. And then there's a couple of like technical things like string types, max length, cycle mark values. But there is a new aggregate function coming. This is very interesting. It's called anyValue. A new aggregate function that returns literally any value, an arbitrary non-null value from the input set. This is basically a random value. This is pretty cool. This would allow you to do really interesting stuff to sample your query to see if your query is somewhat correct on like a subset of the data without running it on the full thing and getting the full results. Non-decimal integer literals, underscores and numeric literals, and now the JSON data type is formally being added, which is a big deal because a lot of SQL engines already do support JSON, but now SQL is officially getting support for JSON. So enhanced JSON, string-based JSON, hex integer literals in JSON, like everything you wanted. So that's cool. There's this thing called property graph queries, which I don't fully understand. And basically, if you want to summarize SQL 2023, they're adding things that exist in a lot of other SQL flavors into the standard edition of SQL, which means that flavors that don't have those things, like SQLite or something, will get those functions because they need to support the standard. So yeah, it will. It's basically up to the whole ISO council committee people, but it will take like maybe a few weeks or months for it to be, for it to go through. Next thing. This is kind of a big deal. JSON creeps into everything. Yes, it does. The next thing is about hackers. Now, why is this in the startups and tech section? Why isn't this in the privacy or ethics section? Well, because the hackers have accessed Western Digital. I don't know if you're familiar with the company, but Western Digital is a pretty decently sized data storage company. The hackers say they have stolen 10 terabytes of data including customer information. And they are pushing the company to negotiate a ransom of a minimum of 8 figures. This was on April 3rd that they disclosed the breach, by the way. One of the hackers spoke with TechCrunch and provided more details with the goal of verifying their claims. The hacker shared a file that was digitally signed with Western Digital's code signing certificate, showing they could now digitally sign files to impersonate Western Digital. 2 security researchers also looked at the file and agreed it is signed with the company's certificate. That's not good. That's not good. Folder from a Box account, some kind of private ARC instance, a screenshot of a group call where one of the participants is identified as Western Digital's Chief Information Security Officer. So yeah, they were able to steal from SAP back office. Their goal when they hacked Western Digital was to make money, and though they decided against using ransomware to encrypt the company's files. Very interesting. I want to give them a chance to pay, but our callers have called them many times. They don't answer, and if they do, they listen and hang up. Wow. We are the vermin who breached your company. Perhaps your attention is needed. Continue down this path and we will retaliate. That's sounds like a threat to me, chat. I don't know about you, it sounds like a threat. So basically, cut the crap, get the money, let's both go our separate ways. Simply put, let us put our egos aside and work to find a solution to this chaotic scenario. This is so interesting. Like, I don't understand the mindset of these people. Like a mindset of a criminal. Anyway, as for why they hacked Western Digital, the hacker said they just come up with targets randomly. I don't know what that means. If Western Digital doesn't get back to them, they are ready to start publishing the stolen data on the website of the ransomware gang ALF-V. The hacker said they are not directly affiliated with ALF-V, but I know them to be professional. Okay then. Well, there you go. Money is nice. Sure, money is nice. But yeah, it's bad for a company to get hacked these days. It's very bad. We have another product release to talk about. There's actually 4 product releases to talk about. First of all, BigQuery has now started a public preview for Change Data Capture, CDC. I don't know if many of you are familiar with how CDC works, but effectively what happens is when changes are made to a table, they get logged in a system table. And basically the system table tells you, I don't know if there's a graph. There's no graph. But basically there's a system table that stores changes that have been made to the table. And you can now capture what has happened to that table rather than having to go to the table consistently, repeatedly over and over and ask what has been changed, which is really cool. So basically here, these delta changes. When querying a CDC table, BigQuery returns the result based on the value of max staleness and the time at which the last apply job occurred. For applications with low tolerance for staleness, the max staleness setting can be configured so that upserts are applied at a more frequent basis to get the freshest query results. So this is cool. You can have basically constantly up-to-date data without worrying about that. And yes, so exactly like Snowflake. But they're achieving more product parity, let's put it that way. They're achieving more product parity. And there's a lot of like ETL tools that have been specialized in CDC. I actually did a sponsorship for one called Data Coral. I don't know if the command is still active. Probably not.
I put my faith in data.
No, it's not.
Information.
I think they were actually acquired as too, but basically, yeah, they are trying to achieve feature parity with a lot of other solutions in the market. Amazon has also announced a new product. They have now tools available to you if you want to build some generative AI stuff on AWS. They have Amazon Bedrock, EC2, TRN1N and Inf2, and Amazon Code Whisperer. So basically these are allowing you to use foundational models, LLMs, etc. to build whatever you want to do, whatever you want to build. You can technically do that stuff now on Amazon servers, on AWS. So yeah, they're powered by different various technologies that they have. It's also a very technical article. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that if you are considering building some kind of generative AI thing, like a bot to help promote my Twitch stream, just saying, then you can do that on AWS, of course. And it would be appropriate to do a bot. Wouldn't it be appropriate to do a bot for Twitch promotion on AWS? Because Twitch is an Amazon company, I feel like. Anyway. So, and the next announcement is from Supabase. How many of you have used Supabase before? I don't know how many of you have, but a friend of the stream sent me this and said, hey, you need to look at this, because Supabase has launched something called database.dev, which is a Postgres package manager. The idea is that you get little Postgres applets that you can add to your database to make it cooler, things that were previously not included in Postgres. What I like about BigQuery is that you can now switch to counting the size of the data, and based on physical write and not logical write. This saves about 19 times the storage size. Wow. Okay, really? That's significant. That is very significant. So how does this work? dbdev fills the same role for Postgres as npm for JavaScript, pip for Python, and cargo for Rust, in that it enables publishing libraries and applications for repeatable deployment. We'll be releasing the tooling necessary for third parties to publish pglets to the registry once we've collected some community feedback and incorporate any great new ideas. Our goal is to create an open ecosystem for packaging and discovering SQL, which sounds pretty cool to me. Congratulations, Ian and Forex, for landing. Get started. So basically, you have an in-database client, you use a pglit, you enable an extension. With our extension installed, you can use it like any other Postgres extension, continuing the Oli Rice ASCII pilot. Is that TJ Khalil? Is it TG Khalil? It is. Hello. Hello, TG. Hi. Actually, let's watch a clip from you. Aw, playing with the Flocky. Playing with Flocky. Oh, that's short hair. Almost like my hair. Almost like my hair. Very short. Good night, Forex. Good night and have a great one. Thanks for stopping by. Lovely. What a lovely clip. So nice to see you again, TG. Thank you so much for the raid. Ripcord's Place. And who else is here? And anybody else coming in with the raid, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much. You just put a smile on my face seeing Floki that way. 2 months ago. Thanks, Forex. I'm glad you liked the stream. A couple more articles to go, but not so, you're not going to miss so much. But as usual, if you are tuning in and you are considering catching up on what you may have missed today, do have a look at my Patreon page. It is 100% free to follow on Patreon, and you will receive my stream recaps, where you have all the links that we talked about today, stuff that happened on stream, funny moments, funny clips, who we got raids from, who we went to raid. It just enables you to have one place to find out more about the stream so that you don't have to be here the entire time. Because I know it's so difficult. I know it's difficult to be there in every single stream. Thank you, TG, that you like my outfit. I am dressed in a bunny suit because Jay Walter redeemed a 22,222 cost channel point redeem. Thank you, Comf, for the follow. That's a nice username. Can't quite put my finger on what it is, Alan, but something is missing from the channel redemptions. It's most likely Karen. It's most likely Karen, because Karen, our text-to-speech engine, she is sadly sick. She does not have her voice right now. So she is not able to read out your jokes, Alan. Also, Alan, it's very good to see you. Thank you for coming back. Ripcord's Place, thank you very much for the follow as well. I know, but realistically, I'm like live streaming. I don't have time to watch the footage. Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like the Patreon recap is great because it's just an email, right? If you follow on Patreon, you get an email alert with the post. So you don't even need to go to Patreon. You can just read through the post and you get all the information from the stream. So yeah. My name's Maddie. To all of those of you coming in with the raid from TG, my name's Maddie Two Shoes, and I'm a data streamer. I talk about data. I code and program things. I write lots of different data stuff. And on Fridays, every 2 weeks, we cover data and tech news in the Data Cafe. So that is what we're doing today. And we were just speaking about a new thing for Postgres, a package manager for Postgres. How's your website coming? Actually, it's going well. It's going well. It's going pretty well. We were working on the media kit yesterday. I didn't get super far yet. Comf was studying SQL this morning. Lovely. Very cool. So yeah, every 2 weeks, in general, every 2 weeks, I try and keep the 2-week rhythm. It basically means I have a stream Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. CET or CEST, basically Central European Time Zone, which is 7 p.m. UTC if you want to do the math. And then every second week we have an additional stream on the Friday. So 3 streams a week. I'm in the middle of rebuilding my website. Just added a page to read jokes to Maddie to the list. Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much. So I am rebuilding my stream also at the moment. I switched to a new Mac Mini, so I don't have a lot of my stuff available, and stuff sometimes stops working, like the camera. There's various things I still need to figure out, but I'm glad to have all of you here. And what we were doing is we were just talking about this article about a package manager for Postgres, which is pretty exciting. Comf, what were you studying in SQL specifically? So this is for Supabase. I haven't used Supabase yet, but there's a very strong chance I will be using Supabase very soon. Very strong chance. So before we go on a short break for ads, let's talk about 2 other articles. Another product launch. If you're interested in dashboarding tools, Google has its own dashboarding solution. Used to be called Data Studio. They renamed it to Looker Studio because they acquired a tool called Looker, and now there's 2 versions. There's Looker Studio, which is free, and then there's a Looker paid version. Google has launched an update for Looker Studio, basically buttons and chart types and scheduled delivery. So the first thing is scheduled delivery, and this is like the biggest thing that people have been asking for. Unfortunately, it's a pro feature. So it's not a free feature. Lone Traveler, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. I was learning how to write SQL queries to receive information from data in IMDb. Oh, wow, great. That's so cool. Comf, I've actually done a YouTube video about analyzing IMDb data. If you have a look at my YouTube channel,
like and subscribe. Bye.
I actually have 2 videos about analyzing IMDb data. One to find the perfect horror movie, and one to find the perfect Christmas movie to watch. And yeah, it's quite funny. Ripcord, thank you very much for hanging out with us. You stay as long as you like to, really. All of your support is more than welcome. I appreciate it. So yeah, there's a scheduled delivery, which now allows you to do that, but it's a paid feature. They have added a new visualization called a Sankey. If you're not familiar with the Sankey diagram, it looks like this. I'm very impressed that they added this, to be honest with you, because it is very hard to make a Sankey diagram yourself. You can't do this. This is not something you can just whip up, right? So it's kind of impressive that they did that. And they've added buttons. It seems trivial, but actually buttons allow you to like customize how people interact with stuff. You could click a button and it would take you to a new URL, or it would reset filters or set a filter or whatever. So it's a little bit easier. It can make things easier to use. So that's Google doing some stuff for Looker. And the last thing I wanted to mention is a company that received some funding, 45 million to be precise, called Ditto. And what Ditto is doing is basically trying to store data across different devices and different places, like edge cloud technology. So basically, Ditto provides a database that runs across edge devices and in the cloud, allowing developers to store and sync data peer-to-peer across mobile and edge devices. So the idea is to basically not have everything hit some massive centralized database anymore, but to have everything be sort of in a peer-to-peer network. I mean, the idea of peer-to-peer is not new, but they offline sync stuff depending on like where the devices are, when they see each other and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty interesting. So developers can use the platform's APIs or query-based sync or both. It's pretty interesting. So there's a couple of other companies in that space. One I think is really interesting because Airbyte is an ETL vendor. So they basically, you can open source move around data from A to B. They own a company called Grouparoo, which allows you to replicate stuff between databases and cloud-based tools. So I didn't know about this, but actually last year they acquired this company called Grouparoo. And I don't remember this at all. It's basically better synchronization. So yeah, that is startups and tech. I always start my stream with the meme of the day. So !MOTD. This is this meme that you're currently seeing on the stream. I just wanted to remind you because a lot of you are new to the stream right now. So that's how we start off the stream if you'd like to have a look at that meme. We're going to take a short break now before checking out the last 3 articles of the day. The Swiss news item that I've selected, a Twitch highlight item, and a random pick, which is always a bit of a wild card, right? Thank you very much, Ian, for the biddies again. I appreciate it. I'm hoping all of you also take a break now too, because it's important to rest your eyes, rest your arms. I appreciate the bits, Ian, really. And we will see each other in just a few minutes once the ads have wrapped up, so you don't miss anything. I will send you a package in the post if, no matter where you live, if you hit 100 in the drop game on my channel. And someone can clip this for the record so that everyone knows. And one of the things I will show and share with you now, one of the things, and surströmming would have to come from J. Walter, that is correct, Steffi. 4x, it's Switzerland, not Sweden, you know that. I will share one of the things in the package because it is a unique item that a lot of you probably don't have. It is from TwitchCon in the US. Bulbasaur. Well, what would you call it? Bulbasaur? It's S-A-U-R. Sour. Like dinosaur. Oh, wait. I'm doing a thing that most of you don't even like doing when it's not your birthday. I'm going to be doing a thing that is notoriously unloved by not only developers, but literally everybody. I think doesn't... Taxes, yes. Doing my taxes live on Twitch. Watch as I show you how much I give to the government while I cry. Yeah, perfect content, Yost. That sounds amazing. Crying on my birthday while I give the government 30% of my money.
Oh no. What's wrong? What's wrong? Snake? Snake? Snake!
Cipher Enigma. An illusion. Nobody knows for real. Who are they? Where are they from? When are they from? They are truly an enigma.
Oh no. Oh my god. What is... This is... Okay. I never tried this filter with, with googly eyes. But Maddles, I like your thinking. This is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Okay. Yeah, this is... I'm gonna be offering a hide and seek masterclass, Jay Walter. That is perfect. I'm gonna do a hide and seek masterclass. Are you ready, chat? Okay. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Now you have to find me. Can you find me, chat? Where am I? Where am I, chat? Tell me where I am. Anyone who can find me can take part in my class. 1, 2, 3. You have to count. Oh yeah, that's right. You have to count up to 10 before you try and look for me. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ready? Between your keyboard and chair. No! Steffi found me! Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the clips. I hope you enjoyed the bunnies. They are very chill, which is nice. I'm very warm in my bunny suit. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a bunny suit, it's because of Jay Walter. You can thank Jay Walter for doing that. 22,222 channel points was the cost of this absurdity. It is a recurring thing on my stream, just to be clear. But yes, what do you mean by taxes clip, TG? I wish you would have been here for that. Is that a yearly thing? I've never done my taxes on stream. I think it was a joke. Taxes are hard. I've never done my taxes on stream. What I also noticed is this other thing stopped working too. It's interesting how much stuff doesn't work. Fascinating. There we go. See, there should be this branding up here. The claw branding. Still funny. On Mondays, he wears a T-Rex suit. No, that's not true, Yost. No lying to chat. Gonna mash something together to eat. Lovely, TG. Enjoy yourself. We're gonna continue with 3 more news items to wrap up. Number 1, the Swiss news segment. What is in the Swiss news, you ask? Well, there's lots of stuff happening in Switzerland at the moment. Notably the whole Credit Suisse fiasco. But I saw a different article, and I thought this was pretty interesting. The prediction is that in 10 years, 40% of Swiss workers will regularly work from home. Now, I find 40% is a high number, okay? This is 10 years. 10 years from now. In 2001, so this is 22 years ago, less than 1% of Switzerland's employees did more than half of their work from home. By 2019, that same figure was 25%. So within 18 years, we managed to get to 25%. During lockdown in 2020, the spring of 2020, half of workers worked from home, 20% partially and 30% exclusively from home. Since then, many have returned to the office, but notions of what is possible have changed. As norms shift and prediction, within 10 years, 40%, possibly more, of workers could regularly be working from home, although the number working exclusively from home is likely to remain limited. The forecast rise in remote working is expected to boost the attractiveness of well-connected small to medium-sized towns, where people can find homes with more space with better access to outside. Tourist towns where second homes are popular are likely to become more attractive. You are currently watching the live stream. I fixed it for you, Jay Walter. Did you like that? Now it works. At the same time, where people choose to live is unlikely to fundamentally change. Existing social networks will remain important and restrict the distance people are prepared to move. In addition, lifestyle preferences, including home layout and location, tend to remain stable throughout life, and Switzerland's decentralized economy and efficient infrastructure have already led many people to live away from their place of work, so the phenomenon is already baked in to a significant degree. 10 years from now, 40% of us regularly working from home. I mean, I'm already in that group, so I don't know what it's like for people who don't work regularly from home now. I've worked remotely for 3 years now, and I would never go back to the office full time. Never. It's just not worth it. It's just simply not worth it. For knowledge workers like myself, it's just simply not worth it. How do you feel about that, chat? Would you go back to the office? Are there some of you who prefer to work in an office? I respect other people's decision. It's just, for me, the benefits of being remote outweigh the benefits of being in an office. So that's my prediction, is that this is quite likely to happen, yes. I think there will be some pressure in order to make it happen, but I think it's going to happen because ultimately for society, if we reduce our energy footprint by working at home, I think that's a great way to help the environment. It's an easy thing to do. Not keen on going back to an office. Joost, do you work at all in an office? TG says, for me, it's a now way too. Just the time one in the day, a resource that whatever you spend from it, you never get it back. I mean, just think of the consequences. Think of the consequences for a second, okay? I don't know what percentage of people today work remotely in Switzerland, right? But think about this. If you commute on average 2 hours a day, 1 hour each way, if you commute plus you need to have a space to commute to, right? So you have an office space for you, right? It effectively means that you're using twice the amount of space that you actually need, right? Because a company is renting office space for you. So you have all of this empty office space that on Saturday and Sunday is completely empty. In the evenings is completely empty. And yet they pay heating, they pay electricity, they pay all those things that run outside of the time that no one is actually using the place. Whereas if you actually said, well, people should only live in one place, right? People can't have like 10 homes, for example. It's a pretty stupid idea. Because it's just very, very bad for the environment to have like all of this empty stuff sitting around. It's like, okay, why do we have offices then? Why do we have a space where people literally just go to that's empty a lot of the time? Doesn't make any sense. We need to rethink that model. I'm not saying get rid of offices. I'm saying we need to rethink the model of where do we go to do work physically together. And I love this because there's a company here that does workshops outside. They have like a little cabin that is completely open. You can open up all the doors. It's like next to a forest, right? and it's got internet, it's got, you know, flip charts, it's got screens and everything. But it's basically just something you book when you need to come together and do something productive that's just easier to do in person. And so you book this cabin. You can book it for like a day, half day, 3 days, whatever. And it's fantastic. That's such a great idea. You don't have a massive infrastructure requirement that's sitting there empty all the time. It gets tons of use because different companies can book it, right? I think that's the future. I really do. We had one before the pandemic and gave it up. Oh, healthy for a lot of people who are passionate and need work-life balance. Yeah, I totally understand that. And there's just also different types of people, right? There's people who are more introverted in general, who don't want to interact with people all the time, people who don't like being in the train, people who have health risks for commuting. It's just so, there's so much. There's so much. So I definitely see it happening. What I also see is this article from Twitch. This is the highlight article from Twitch this week. Good time zone to you, Ishan. Isn't it very early for you in the morning? Also, bigger apartment buildings using the ground floor as a cafeteria workspace might be something. Yes, mixed use. Mixed use is definitely happening, TG. I agree. So I always pick one thing from Twitch for the Data Cafe. I don't like to do too much because there are plenty of other streamers out there already covering tons of content around live streaming and Twitch and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm basically just picking one particular thing out. And the one thing that I decided to pick out is about Twitch doing a human rights impact assessment. So, fundamental human rights. Twitch is pretty focused on this, apparently. So they made a commitment that they would do a independent human rights impact assessment. An HRIA is an evaluation performed or verified by an independent professional source that looks for ways that a company or service can best advance and support fundamental human rights. It's 4 a.m. for you. Holy moly, Ishan. Good morning to you. Today, we're sharing those results along with our next steps. As a global service, we want our community to know the areas we're actively working on from as many perspectives as possible. The info from our HRIA will be another useful resource for our work across products, policies, and processes, blah, blah, blah. So who did it? It's a company called BSR. They're pretty reputable from what I understand. They've worked with very, very large companies. What are the takeaways from this report? Twitch poses less risk to human rights than other similar services. This is because of the way that live works, but also because of how Twitch's moderation exists, right? There's community moderation, there's auto moderation, there's a lot of like levels, right? They have what they call a community-based content governance approach. Despite this, they have said there are things that they should improve. Specifically, they've made 25 recommendations for Twitch, and they are aligned with and will implement 18 of those recommendations. So out of the 18, hold on a second, let's do the math here. So there's 25 recommendations. They say that they like 18 of them. Of the 7 remaining, they've decided to partially act on 1. They're going to work on 5 and pause further consideration of 1. So that's like, they're not going to do something on this. They're not sure about this, and they will continue work on those. Something like that. Okay. Very well. Implementing. So these are the things that they're going to do. Explore whether new content policies are needed relating to privacy rights during live streaming. Yes, probably. Whether exceptions to content policy should exist during certain live events. Human rights policy and assign a human rights lead. Assess and address human rights risks associated with formal market expansion. I'm not sure what that means. Establish a strategy for ongoing stakeholder management. That's very corporate speak. Establish a plan for effective content moderation in the likelihood that the Twitch service becomes more widely used in more cultures and languages. Centralized and enhanced training for community moderators. Consider adding dedicated moderators for large public live streams. Training modules on relevant content related topics. Child rights strategy. This is a big one. There was an article a while back about how child predator behavior on Twitch is quite rampant and not being cracked down enough. Investigate feasibility options for non-user reporting, i.e. logged out. Update reporting channels with vulnerable users, including those under 18. Continue seeking to detect discernible patterns of harmful conduct. I would really welcome this. There are a lot of streamers that I feel have very harmful content, but isn't reported because it doesn't go against terms of service today. But that's a very fine line, right? Integrate human rights, assess and address human rights, assess risks unique to mobile streaming. That's always a big one. Counterterrorism stuff, research and develop rights-based approaches to age assurance, undertake continuous improvement on transparency reporting, including the use of international reporting standards. Okay. Implementing in part, the one recommendation was address the gaps identified in the human rights gap analysis. Okay. Human trafficking language, etc., etc. Assessing feasibility. Increase the number of scenarios where users submitting reports and appeals receive responses. I don't like the fact that this is in assessing feasibility, because I think this is one of the major things that when you make a report on Twitch, you should receive a response of some kind. The automated message that your report has been logged is not sufficient in my opinion. Assess and address the human rights risks associated with targeted advertising. Ooh, interesting. I don't think they like that. Increase general capacity human rights capability of government affairs policy. Join the Global Network Initiative. Consider joining Digital Trust and Safety Partnership. Okay? Not implementing. So this they will not do. Fund or participate in external research into the potential link between gaming, terrorism, and violent extremism. Wow. So they've basically said, we're not touching this. We're not touching that. So yeah, this is just an article telling you a little bit more about what's going on in the behind the scenes at Twitch. And as the last item of today, there's always a random pick. Something that I just see that I think is interesting or funny that I pick out for you. And that is how we're going to wrap up the stream today. And it is an article, a very short article, about a flight attendant that did not let people leave the plane until passengers cleaned up their mess. It's that simple, chat. It's that simple. She has let us know we were all not raised right, and she is disappointed in all of us, a passenger on board said. A flight attendant refused to let a plane... refused to let a plane take off until passengers cleaned up the mess they'd left in the middle of the aisle. This was on a Southwest Airlines aircraft on 15th of April. Jennifer claimed that just after boarding the plane, it became apparent someone had spilled rice across the cabin floor. After the crew member noticed, they demanded the culprit clean up the mess. The flight attendant screamed, "Who spilled rice?" and is walking up and down the aisles. They are refusing to leave the gate until someone cleans rice. Honestly, I love this. In a Twitter thread posted as the situation unfolded, just boarded the plane, blah, blah, blah. Ricegate, that's a very appropriate name for this one. People in my row and I now have the giggles, and she's looking at us suspiciously. Updating her followers. They are still refusing to leave until the rice has been cleaned. They are sending out for a broom. She also attached a video in which the flight attendant can be heard apologizing for the delay and saying, "I don't think you want to walk through it. The mess needs to be taken care of before the flight is able to leave." Reprimanding passengers. Rice is getting clean, but she is mad. She has let all of us know that we were not raised right, and she is disappointed in all of us. I love this. This is so great. Once the rice had been cleaned up, another loud, angry woman went to the bathroom during RiceGate, and we still can't take off because she's not at her seat. Voyage of the Damned was the nickname for this flight. So yeah, I quite like that. I think that's very funny that she did that. So yeah, I am very happy with that. And with that, I think that is going to be it for today. That's going to be it for today. I am warm. I am in a bunny suit. I'm tired. I am... Thank you very much for the good vibes, Ishan. As I said, my vacation has begun, and therefore, yeah, I am on a random schedule. I'm on a random schedule, but the Monday stream, you did watch the whole stream, Jay Walter. Congratulations, you did. You did watch the whole stream, which is very impressive. It's very impressive. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool that you stayed here. I appreciate all of you who stayed here today, doing cool stuff with us and hanging out. And do I have any special vacation plans? No, I don't. Wow. Also, I increased the speed of this thing. I should have slowed it down because now it's way too fast for me to read. Definitely way too fast. We are going to go raid. Somebody once told me gonna raid someone in the category. Who we gonna raid? I think we're gonna raid someone I haven't raided in a while. Yeah, let's do this. I don't have any special vacation plans. I will be heading to Lausanne next Tuesday, as I said, but we will see each other on Monday, where I will give you the link to the live stream of what I'm doing on Tuesday, because it will be live streamed. Thank you to everyone who was subscribing or getting gifted subs. Cypher Enigma, Fafin, Rick, Owen, Redshirt, Mia, Dunstable, Ramsey, Finite, Yost, Ian, Lady, QB. Thank you to all my followers that have joined. Oh my gosh, that's really too fast. Thank you, Ian, for throwing all those bits around. Who is Cypher Enigma? Let's watch. Can we watch that? I don't know. Let's find out.
Who are they? Where are they from? When are they from? They are truly an enigma.
So yes, we're going to go raid BeginBot. Doing some AI-related stuff. AI ADHD. So I'm kind of curious about what's happening there. We'll see each other on Monday latest. Maybe there'll be something over the weekend. Who knows? Don't forget to follow. Drop something into the Discord if you like. Also Patreon, of course, if you want to catch the stream recaps. And we'll see each other very soon. Thanks all for your support. Bye.